got it. We in here. Take it easy, G-Tater. Oh, he sniped in. He just sniped in. Like a sneaky, he snuck in and lined up his shot. You know, counted for the wind, the trajectory of the wind. And then bam, he just sniped on in. As one does. I got, you know, a tip of the old headphones to you. So I'm gonna, you know what, we're just gonna, it's Christmas time. It's after Thanksgiving, which means that Santa, he's arrived. He's here. He's unloading the sleigh, and you can't stop him. And one of the things that Santa's gonna feed us, Dusty Balls with the Wizard coins. Oh my goodness. Flammy Z's up in here. It's a party. Moonlight on her new account. I knew it was. I was just like, that's gotta be a Moonlight alt. I noticed it. Welcome, guys. So one of the things that Santa is going to bring us on his sleigh this year, it's gonna be Path of Exile 2. He's gonna bring it, and I've come tonight to preach about, and have I told you about our Lord and Savior, Path of Exile? He's coming back. He's on his way. He's on his way back. Moonlight's on her way to 50 followers. You'll build it back up. I mean, everybody knows who you are. So, like, we're just going to be like, of course, it's Moonlight. Welcome back. Tonight we got to talk about Path of Exile 2. It's not out yet. December 6th, it officially launches. I, lucky me, get to wait until December 8th to actually truly play it, because I have to work all weekend long. And that's fine. You know, you gotta make some money. I gotta pay the property taxes at the end of the year. Someone kicked you out of their stream because they thought you were a bot. I could see that. But I mean, 2077. It's so intentional. So, yeah, tonight we're gonna check out. There is an 80-minute long Path of Exile 2 endgame content reveal. And we're going to just absorb some of this information through osmosis. And we're going to talk about, you know, I haven't been really hyped for a long time. I haven't been super hyped for a game reveal like this. And I've been following Path of Exile 2 a little bit. I played Path of Exile 1. I liked it. There were a couple sticking points for me, things that I wasn't like super duper into as far as Path of Exile went. Some of the and having watched this endgame content reveal and then diving into some of the interviews that Jonathan and the team and community members have been doing, a lot of the reasons why I didn't end up being like a Path of Exile 1 player are being smoothed over in Path of Exile 2, and it's looking to be, I don't know, I gotta say, I think Diablo's dead, Jim. It just looks so good, and so tonight we're gonna watch this. It's the opening cinematic for early access, and then they go into classes and the end game loop and kind of their design philosophy and some of the stuff that they did. And it just looks so good. It looks so good. So we're going to watch that together. And then after that, we're going to play some Sonic Frontiers, because I have no idea what to do until December 6th. I'm lost. I'm lost out at sea. I'm adrift. Moonlight took a little time off of her stream. My goodness, I hope your grandmother's okay. And now you're back. Yeah, sometimes you got to take a break. That's okay. I've done that from time to time too. Sometimes you gotta get all your ducks in a row in order to be able to be live. We've got our pixel grid down here. I finally figured out how to make it work. It needs to be done with an iOS device, which is an absolute tragedy to me, an Android user. Luckily, Comrade Punky has some devices lying around, and I was able to actually get the pixel grid working. And so we're feeling holly jolly in here. Oh my goodness, I gotta turn my notifications off on my phone. You You got your new phone? Hell yeah. iPhone 15, dude. You know, the new iPhones are pretty sweet. I want to get a Google Pixel device. I think that's gonna be the play. All right, let's get into this. Let's watch this. Let's watch some stuff. We're checking out.
Sir, just what are we facing?
Let's go back to the beginning of this. Boom, boom. Let's check it out. Path of Exile. So Path of Exile 2. Let's learn all that we can learn about this game.
Sir, just what are we facing here?
A relic of the old world. Ready your men, Captain. We will only get one chance. And remember, when you hear
Another one of my
call for help,
criticisms
attack.
of Path of Exile 1 is I'm a story guy, and the story didn't really grip me.
What do you think he was on about?
This gripped me.
Dorman, right?
Yeah.
Then Dorman, shut your damn mouth. Ugh, why do I always get stuck with these rookies?
Hey, the kid's got a mean cleave. Give him a chance.
Quiet.
What awaits them in the woods?
Chillin!
Oh, magic users only. I want to be a wizard.
A mean cleave, eh, Captain? Rookie can't even lift his own sword. Captain Oren? Captain? It's here. Rain! Send the signal!
What the fuck?
Rain! On my
The setting for this game is grim, and it's part of what I really like about it.
It's a man.
No, it's not. Run.
Duped.
Captain!
Dude, whatever this thing is,
Captain!
I want to know about these guys. And so, like, just when you're like, oh shit. Now you're like, who's this? Who's this guy? And now we're getting like cosmic horror stuff going on here. What is this?
Sir, the captain,
You'll be fine. Here.
Anything that moves like that? Have you ever seen Hellraiser?
What is it?
Horrors from beyond the veil.
Get the body.
Stop. Mortal. It can still be contained. You don't know what you have unleashed.
Your kind no longer control this world. We cannot destroy your body, it's true. But you will watch as we destroy everything you have built. Bind him! Feed Grow, my child. I'll make sure you can eat your fill.
I just like how much storytelling they've done in such a short amount of time. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's good.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Now, Path of Exile 2 is going into early access in around 2 weeks on December the 6th.
Time just needs to speed
Even though
up.
it's early access, this isn't just some small taste. The game is huge. In this live stream, we're going to be introducing everything you can expect. So without further ado, let's roll the gameplay trailer.
Existence is a thing of
So now we get some more storyline.
precious, but impermanent. Life and death are mortal enemies, and yet bound to one another.
Yeah, like big human sacrifice vibes going on here.
Of life must be protected at all costs. Some have said my methods are brutal. To this, I say, there can be no salvation without sacrifice.
Yes, yes, give me more. This is spectacular. Better be ready to pay an appearance cost. It's the man Peep Boss. Peep Boss will gladly pay any cost. So yeah, between these two, like, story trailers, I feel like the tone of this game is really, really, like...
We are faced with the end, and I will do what I must.
Yep. Oh, dude, the bosses in this look so fun. Yes, that is exactly it.
Who obsess with death
And then look at this crazy guy.
soon be acquainted with it.
Big spooky hand man? Like, I don't know about that.
Now, as you just saw, even in early access, Path of Exile 2 is a big game. It's actually been 5 years since we announced POE2.
So this
Over that
looks...
time, we've revealed a lot, but it's been in bits and
They've
pieces.
nailed, like, the
It's pretty
tone
hard
of
to
the
keep track of it
story.
all. So today we're going to do a
Which was something that didn't really,
Available at the start of early access.
Hype train, what's happening? Oh my goodness.
And for the first time, a full overview
Goose?
of the end game. This is going to be a big one. So
Goose
get
just
comfortable.
snuck in.
For
Zoom's
20
gifted
years,
5
Rayclass has been
subscriptions
free
to the
from
community.
Any sources of corruption. But the count
Okay, hang on. We gotta take us. We have to take a second here, and let's just see what just happened here, because we had some stuff happen. Suddenly the geese have dropped by, and have gifted gift subs to the community, and he's gifted a total of 76 gift subs in this channel. Goose, what a man, what a legend. I hope the geese are having a lovely Black Friday. These geese are a problem. Never. We got Jeff Bezos is trying to advertise on us real quick, but we're gonna snooze that for a second, and let's get back into the kind of opening of listening to Jonathan go through the storyline for Path of Exile 2 here. You've worked 74 hours this week? Get out of here. That's like one for every gift sub. Dude, that's super brutal. I guess. I mean, it is the season, right? Like you're in maxed out mode. I am, you know, I respect your commitment to the grind. Because honestly, I feel like if I was to walk in your shoes for a week, I would perish. I would just drop dead. My goodness. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that immensely, immensely. That means so much to me. So, let's get back to right to it. We are Pete Boss doesn't go back to work until December 9th. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? You get to experience the magic that is the launch of POE2. I highly recommend you be here for this.
Now, as you just saw, even in early access, Path of Exile 2 is a big game.
I really love
5 years since we announced POE2.
Ugh.
Over that time, we've revealed
I
a
got
lot.
buzzes on me.
But it's been in bits and pieces. It's pretty hard to keep track of it all. So today we're going to do a full rundown of all the content.
So this is everything that's gotten me so excited.
Classes, character progression systems, and for the first time, a full overview of the end game.
End game specifically.
This is gonna be a big one, so get comfortable. For 20 years, Rayclast has been free from any sources of corruption, but the Count of Ogham, tempted by promises of power, intends to harness it once
A night for an Underberg visit.
Are rising. Monsters are mutating.
You know,
Madness is spreading.
I don't actually drink anymore. And I'm also on antibiotics, so I can't do an Underberg tonight. I will make an exception. I will do an Underberg with you over the holidays, but it's I've gotta wait until at least like I think Tuesday
the start of POE2
is when I'm not
explore the dark
on antibiotics anymore.
Traverse the barren plains of the Vesteri Desert and delve into the jungle ruins of Utsal, an ancient Val city. There are challenging monsters, hidden runes, lost camps and treasures.
So let's check this out.
Merchants, and of course, unique bosses. No two areas are the same. It falls to you to track down the seed of corruption, the source of all this devastation. On the way, you'll face fearsome monsters.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Characters, forge unlikely bonds, and uncover.
I've got a bunch of stream days
First,
set
you'll need to pick a class.
for next month.
Now, early access will initially have 6 classes available. Let's have a look at them. The monk is a fast.
These classes look absolutely spectacular. We're gonna pause this for just 1 second, because let's talk about this for a second. Everything that's been dumped on us so far. So, like, as far as like the story goes, like the story of Path of Exile was like kind of cool. It for me, somebody who's like played through the campaign and have kind of casually played Path of Exile 1 throughout the years, I never got super into it, and I always had to follow a guide. And that was one of the big sticking points with me, was specifically, oh my goodness, is Goose's more gift subs, Goose. He kept the hype train going. This is it's
Zeus gifted 5 subscriptions to the community.
Brother man. I appreciate. You know what? I think you get a zoom for that. I think we get a Zoran zoom for that. We get the majesty. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, that's too unzoomed. We got to zoom back. We got to zoom back like this. Yeah. No, we'll get you over here. We got to have the geese back on in the new tent. There's room kind of. We can make it work. And we'll do an Underberg to celebrate the holidays. That'll be a thing. Maybe we'll make a fun little event out of it. So we got the whole. Ooh, you know what? We're also gonna have to do a special like holidays stream, like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. That'll be fun too. That'll be fun. Path of Exile. Oh, you know what? Let's Mario Party stream. We could do a Mario Party stream. What system? I guess Mario Party's got to be on Nintendo Switch. I gotta find a way to tie in a Switch audio output, but we can make it happen. Yeah. We could do like a very holiday Zoran, you're giving me ideas now, actually. So, Jeff Bezos is on his way. We're gonna let him come. Okay, we're gonna let Jeff Bezos come. I get it. We've already been streaming for, gosh, like 20 minutes, and he's like, MasterZoran, you have not let me advertise to your viewers yet. So we're gonna let him come, and during that, we're gonna talk a little bit about the tone of how's it going, G-Tater? Welcome back. We're going to talk a bit about the tone of Path of Exile and some of the sticking points, for me specifically, that have been fixed with Path of Exile 2, or so, like, it seems. And if you look at, like, everything that Grinding Gear Games has done with Path over the last, I don't know, however many... God, I don't know if they've been out for, like, a full decade at this point, but a number of years that Grinding Gear Games has been working on Path of Exile 1. Some water's been conjured for me. It's actually fantastic, because the antibiotics I'm on for bacterial infection make you so dry. Hashtag Awala. Sponsored, not sponsored. What? Ad snoozed automatically. Oh, you know what? The ad snoozed again because we're hype training right now. Look at that. The goose has saved us. That's okay. We're gonna keep just chatting about it anyways. So, and we gotta make sure we're stretching. We gotta get ready for. We're gonna pick apart this entire. We're gonna pick apart this entire endgame content reveal. So, one thing that always kept me drawing me back to Diablo, which I think I've ended up settling on Diablo 2 Resurrected, is probably the peak of what Blizzard ARPGs have been. One thing that always, like, dragged me back to that was, like, the story, but mostly, like, the tone and the setting of the game. Like, that dark fantasy that was just, like, super duper gritty was fantastic. And just the way that, like, the sparse storytelling in Diablo 2 was it was the dragon that I've always been chasing this whole entire time. Now, Path of Exile 1 had, like, a pretty cool, like I said, a pretty cool setting, but it just, like, something about it just seemed like, I don't know, super generic for me. It just didn't click, and I realized that wasn't really, like, the kind of the point or the thing that, oh my goodness, Pete Boss has continued the hype train. He gifted G-Tater.
Pete
My goodness.
Gifted 1 subscriptions to the community.
My goodness, it really is a happy holidays up here in the Zoran stream. What a Friday, you guys. What a Friday. Thank you so much, Pete Boss. I appreciate that. Hype train level 4. My goodness. My goodness. So, and I realized, so, like, that the things that Path of Exile did were more pushing the genre from, like, a mechanical perspective, and that is fantastic. And they've done, like, really cool things with that. But it, like, never really, like, just struck me, like, whatever. Watching this kind of, like, the tone of the game be established, you can use your child again. You know what we should do? The next time that you are not subbed, I'll swap those, because I feel like Tater's contributions to the stream should be usable by everyone. You know, because we're gonna apply socialism to the stream. My goodness, hype train level 4. So the other thing that kind of kept me from really diving into Path of Exile is the ability to, like, essentially brick characters. Like, I'm not super good at theory crafting. And now it does look like we are actually going to have ads in 1 minute. That was a random roll? Well, it knew that Tater was I think the Twitch gods have selected him as the most deserving. Yes. So Jeff is coming. and I think everybody in here is not going to have to worry about Jeff Bezos. So one of the things, the other thing that, like I said, what really kept me from two systems: the ability to kind of brick your character, and for it to be really ultra difficult to kind of respec with like the orbs of regret or whatever they were. And then the other thing was, I did not necessarily like item socketed abilities. And, you know, that kind of theory crafting is like more difficult for me to wrap my head around. And so for me, it was kind of like, it just didn't really like click with me. Like for some reason, that was just I basically had to thank you so much for the lurk, G-Tater. I basically had to more or less just follow build guides, like to a T, because any deviation from that, I was like, just basically, you know, and that's something I'm excited to learn to overcome playing Path 2, but it seems like what they've done is really make it a lot more approachable, which is awesome, which is just super duper fantastic. Gosh, I'm teased for days. They're like, Jeff Bezos is coming. They're like, he's coming. He's on his way. He's on his way, they said. Jeff Bezos. There he is. Hungers. There he is. I knew it. I knew Jeff Bezos wasn't going to stay away forever. He can't trick us. He can't fool us. We know Jeff Bezos' secrets. Friends, we're just getting started tonight. We're going to be watching through this live stream. And then we are going to be playing Sonic Frontiers after that. Because, like I said, I don't know what to do with my life right now. I'm in Path of Exile mode. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to go explore. We've got 2.5 minutes. MasterZoran ad break. What more could you want? Hashtag healthy snacks. Dude, look at this. This is one apple. These were like the most gigantic apples that they had at the grocery store. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think of some kind of like, we'll do like a very special Zoran Christmas event. And we'll have the homies over. Hype chest. What is that? Rock out emote? How do I use this? That's pretty cool. I'll take that. We got about a minute left on ads. And then let's check out the overview of all of the classes in the game. Because these, actually, they all look super fun. I definitely want to play like a warrior. I mostly want to play sorceress. That's going to be my first character, is going to be wizard. It looks super fun. And then I want to play a mercenary for sure, because it's like a twin stick shooter. Looks super amazingly fantastic. Witch, I want to make a witch eventually. Who else is there? Like a ranger or something? I'll probably make one of them too. Alright. Jeff Bezos is gone. We're snacking. We're hanging out. Hanging out by the Christmas tree. Jeff's gone. All right. I know there's a druid. I don't know what all the classes are going to be. I like how they're still using gems. This is super duper cool. The fact that it's like a... I just like how it's presented. I know that it's functionally how it is in Path of Exile right now anyways.
And wind. But don't think you have to stick to just one. The best combos are going to involve mixing elements of all three. Let's try Killing Palm. Like many monk skills, this can be used to quickly take advantage of a specific situation. If there's an enemy on low life, you can use Killing Palm to dash to them and kill them instantly. This will provide a power charge.
I'm gonna need to make...
Use a different skill.
I'm gonna need to make all the characters.
That
is just what's gonna happen.
The monk also has powerful combo skills. Tempest Bell, for example, is a skill that places a giant resonating bell. Hitting the bell
This looks
causes it
sick.
to ring, dealing damage to all enemies around it. You can also do things like freeze or shock the bell, which will add elemental damage to the strikes. The monk also has a variety of abilities to empower his staff. If an enemy is close to being stunned, you can use Staggering Palm to punch them down. After that, any attack you do...
Does PoE look good to someone who didn't play PoE 1? I think so.
There are 21 active skills for quarterstaves.
I think
just scratches the surface of the
it actually looks better for a newcomer than Path of Exile 1.
Spewing projectiles and obliterating screens of enemies with huge combo attacks. Now, if you like a style of melee that's a little slower but hits much harder, then the warrior is for you.
There's some really cool mechanical things that they've done
and shrug off the hits of small enemies
that I really like as well.
Even though the mace slams are slow, you never lose control. Longer attacks can be retargeted as you go, and if you find yourself committed to an attack, you can dodge roll out of it at any time.
So there's a dodge roll, and not only is there a dodge roll, but you can interrupt almost all the abilities and just like cancel them to dodge roll away. And that looks so cool. And like that combined with, we'll see like some stuff on the mercenary in a bit here. And it because like they're launching it on consoles in early access, along with launching it on PC. There's couch co-op, and you can like the mercenary class specifically. They talk about it in terms of like guns. So there's like an assault rifle, a shotgun. Like it's like an auto crossbow to kind of fit thematically, but it's basically like twin stick shooter. And I feel like that's just like it's gonna be good. It seems like it's gonna feel fantastic.
Among the skill option for maces, you will find a variety of slams, fire attacks.
I also like how, like,
shield skills.
Just as in Path of Exile 1, you have access to all the skills.
Any slam skill will then cause these fissures to erupt.
You just get to pick them off of a skill list rather than having to find the gems.
The warrior can also use war cries, which can empower your next skill. Seismic Cry.
The complexities of the classes look so fun too.
The Stampede counts as a slam, so I can double that for even more craziness.
Like, this looks better than Diablo 2.
To go a little faster and be a little more defensive, equip a shield. In POE2, you can raise your shield at any time to block all damage from the front.
And I don't think I'm overhyping this. I don't think anybody is. I think, like...
Holding up your shield, your stun meter will build as you take damage. So be careful.
We can smell a winner.
100%, your stance will break, and you will be vulnerable. Some enemies also have unblockable attacks, which are indicated by this red flash.
And D4 wasn't very fun for me either.
Make sure to dodge out of the way.
I enjoyed playing through the campaign.
Using a shield also gives you access to shield skills, like Shield Charge, which allows you to charge towards enemies and stun them. While charging, you're also blocking the whole time, so you have full damage immunity from the front. The warrior also has access to totems. Some totems have built-in abilities, like Shockwave Totem, which can be placed to stun
the point of D4 to beat the campaign and get to endgame.
But you can also get
so
warrior totems,
once we get to the endgame part of this, you will understand specifically what I am so incredibly what's the goal of Path of Exile 2? So I think right now there's like a 25-hour campaign attached to a very, very fantastic endgame. So the point of it, I think, really is more like a it's like, I guess, to make fun, like the same as anything else, to make fun builds and to fight bosses, complex bosses, right? When we get to like the part where they talk about the endgame mechanics, because right now he's just going through like all the different classes and kind of like how you can build them and fun things that you can do. What the draw of Path of Exile really always was that you have access to any skill in the game, and you can mix and match and just make super crazy builds happen. And I feel like, you know, for any game, what's the point of World of Warcraft? You know, you play through all the quests, and then you get to end game, and then you do raiding, right? Which is a cool. There's a lot of content there, right? The reason why Diablo 4 fell short for me is because after you finish the campaign, what is there to do? Not a whole lot. You basically can run. There's like a handful of little end game loops that are like really, really. The itemization is not super fun. If we're talking hardcore, the goal is to get to 60. Now that's a unique fun thing that I'm tempted. I'm tempted by that. I like that. I like that concept. There's so many cool things in this though. So the end game in this it's so fleshed out. Like, I believe there's 7 end game systems to start with, and it all revolves around this kind of like procedural roguelike style map kind of a thing that we'll get to. It looks so compelling, and all of the things that they've already implemented, it's like it took everything that Diablo's done since Diablo 2, and it just is like, but wait, there's more. I've seen a lot of content creators talking about this specifically, like it's going to push the limits of the ARPG genre, kind of like what like Baldur's Gate 3 or Elden Ring have done for their respective genres. And I always do this. I always fall into these hype cycles where it's like, this is going to be the most hypest. This is it. This is like the game. I don't know, man. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. And especially listening to like the interview with like some of the devs, got to find a way to go in with low expectations. I mean, having played Path of Exile 1 and like it's so good and I really, really want to like it. There was just a couple sticking points. And this whole entire trailer is basically like every single thing that didn't meet your expectations in POE1. Here we have not only met your expectations, but have gone like 300% past them. And it's only just early access. POE1 felt impossible to start playing. Yeah, that's a big thing that they did with this, was improve the new player experience, which I think that was like the most, and then like for me specifically, like the onboarding of a game is really important. And even just like they've added like tooltips to everything, and they've just like organized all the information and like maximized it and like presented it in a way that to me personally seems so much more easy to wrap my head around. And not that like the game is any less complex. It's just that it's like, I think it's like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's just like, let's just watch it, because I think we're gonna get there.
Fearlessly into combat and separating the very earth you stand on.
So Warrior's like big, slow melee.
Primarily about the bow, but we wanted to make sure that she feels agile as well. In POE2, you can shoot while moving. Combined with all the skills the ranger has that allow you to jump around, you will have a lot of mobility in combat. Bow skills have a variety of lightning.
The most you got into an ARPG was D3, and that was when you were soloing Hell mode.
Bounce around between targets.
It got kind of stale just chasing legendary drops.
Ground which explode when hit by the bouncers.
I can totally understand that.
Take them out of combat.
I think for me personally, the draw here is going to be coming up with new and interesting ways to build characters.
Using poison, not only can you slowly damage your enemies from afar, but also grow some interesting plants.
The way that like the skills in this specifically work, and we're gonna be pausing this occasionally. I'll address chat and we'll chat about things. The way that building a character works in Path of Exile, it's like when I played Diablo 3 or 4, honestly, even Diablo 2 is you're kind of locked into one of a few different like builds for any class, right? And a lot of it is dictated by like what sets you're wearing. And what's really neat and compelling about Path of Exile is a lot of the fact that you can like combine not only your class skills, but skills from any other class in like new and interesting ways with modifications from gear. It adds this like infinity level of depth of like one really neat thing, and something that I've always like been sad that I wasn't able to like really participate in, just because of what a high like cliff there is for learning how to like do builds like that in Path of Exile 1, I feel like the accessibility of making those builds is going to be vastly improved here. And just the fact that it's like you're going to be, you know, constantly seeing new and original and unique builds that are like viable just because they're wacky and crazy and like stuff that like the developers hadn't thought of. And that kind of seems like GGG seems really kind of excited by that kind of stuff. And that combined with like their track record and the attitude of the developers in the interviews is just like, it is some secret sauce, let me tell you what. They do a ladder mode, yep.
And all the mobility and combo tools the Ranger has, you can take advantage of every situation.
But like they're also launching with like a substantial amount of campaign right now.
Around between enemies or spraying out of tornadoes.
They'll talk about it in a bit.
You might have noticed in the bottom left of the screen that the flask slot
might have to go hardcore. I wouldn't at the beginning. I feel like
one dedicated life flask slot and one mana flask slot.
Oh, another thing that Path of Exile 1
kill enemies and typically allow you to heal 6 or 7 times if they're full.
Did that was really hard was your flasks were like items you could collect.
That will automatically defend you from various debuffs or damage.
And sometimes it was kind of hard to tell what was an upgrade.
Frozen? Equip a Thorin.
They've streamlined that.
When it's fully charged, it will make you immune to freeze for 3 seconds if you get frozen. To recharge them, just kill more monsters. You can gain more slots for charms by upgrading your belt.
So they've done away with, you don't collect potions anymore, you upgrade them, and then you have your belter for charms, which then there are so many stats. And this game is so crazy complex. In their early access on launch, they have, I think it's like, it was something crazy like 400 item types, or monster types even.
Power and mobility.
This class looks sweet.
Can be controlled with WASD, which makes this class play exactly like a shooter.
Yes,
For the crossbow,
this looks
you will
sweet.
find skills that work like shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, and even grenade launchers. But not only that, there are a wide variety of more interesting elemental ammos too. It's very fast to switch between ammo types, so long as you already have them loaded, which makes the mercenary able to combo abilities together for devastating
This looks so cool.
Use Glacial Bolt to create walls of ice to separate enemies, then switch to Fragmentation rounds to explode the ice, dealing massive AoE damage. If I come across an armored enemy, I could use armor-piercing rounds to
Lost Ark was fun for a little bit.
High-velocity rounds to take them down. Or perhaps I could fire a gas grenade to poison enemies before detonating the cloud with an explosive shot for massive damage.
It just really feels like Grinding Gear games is like we learned a lot of things.
If you want to call in some suppressing fire, you can summon
but there's 6 classes they haven't released yet.
Range, so you'll want to prepare your position carefully.
No, I think you can actually, you can play any class WASD, and you can also play with a controller, so one controls you and one aims. You can play any class like that, but this one was really designed to like play like a shooter because he has like automatic weapons and they're really, really fast, rather than having like cooldown skills like the sorceress or the witch who like summons demons and stuff. Another cool thing, another little cherry on top, Grinding Gear games, one of the reasons, so they pushed the release back 3 weeks, and one of their reasons for doing that was because all of the cosmetics and like things that you bought in Path of Exile 1 transfer over to Path of Exile 2 on your account, which is really, really cool. And they also did another thing, like anybody who spent over like $400 some in their original cosmetic shop, like people that were like big fans of the game, they just automatically gave them an early access key for Path of Exile 2. So they're doing like lots of good guy dev moves. And this game's going to be free to play when it finally releases in like August or September of 2025 in like full. I feel like their like schedule for full release is pretty reasonable, all things considered. But yeah, that move to transition cosmetics over, like to me that's just like, yep, paid early access on December 6th. It's $30 to get into paid early access. And one of the things, and they'll talk about this later in this video too, one of the things that they focused on was they were gonna like try to work on finishing like more of the campaign, so they only have the first 3 acts out of 6. There's gonna be 6 acts total. They only have the first 3 acts in for now, and the way that it's gonna work so that the leveling works is you're gonna play through the first 3 acts, and then you play through those first 3 acts again on like a, I don't remember what they called it. It was like a higher difficulty setting, and then eventually they'll replace those with Act 4, 5, and 6, and then you'll go right into the end game. At one point in development, they stopped focusing on polishing the last 3 acts, and they focused on just having a fully fleshed out endgame for early access. And I honestly, I think that kind of justifies them asking for $30. I've seen a lot of people, like, if you go on the ultra toxic Steam forums or like Reddit, being like, oh, it's kind of shady that they're doing a paid early access. I don't know, man. They're giving this is a whole lot here. There's a whole lot. Your cup runneth over. They've poured you an entire like child's bathtub of crisp, sparkling champagne. And honestly, anyone who wants to just play it, like you'll be able to play it free to play, and you don't even have to wait that long. It'll be probably, like I said, I'm pretty sure by the end of 2025, it'll be out, and you can just play it for free. I personally want to try to support. Like, I bought in. I didn't buy. I only bought it's like the $30 version or whatever. For early access, just to, I don't know, I like to pay to support devs. I did the same thing for like Vampire Survivors. I bought all the DLC for it, even though I didn't play half of them, just because, like, yo, dev is sweet, doing cool things. I like that. All right, let's check out more on this this merc.
There are 22 active skills for crossbows. By endgame, you'll be calling destruction down from the sky as you litter the battlefield with grenades and pepper your enemies with your automatic shotgun.
In one of the interviews, he was talking about how,
then the witch should be your choice.
For the mercenary, he was talking about how, like, there's like, you'll have like sniper rounds that break armor, and then you'll pull out like you'll cycle between your different like ammo types. It looks super sick. Like, honestly, I definitely need to play that class.
Of undead monsters to fight for her while casting powerful chaos spells that debilitate her enemies.
Which looks sweet. This is like the classic necromancer.
In the game, with skeletons, noxious spells, specialty minions, curses, and sacrificial magic. Before we talk about minions, we'll have to talk about a new resource in Path of Exile 2 called Spirit. This is a spirit gem.
God, the vibes of this game though are just skills. This feels like the real spiritual successor to Diablo 2.
Add some very interesting effects, like Arctic Armor, which does cold damage to enemies that hit you, or Raging Spirits, which summon fiery spells.
Just wait until we get into Ascensions. Like there's more.
Though, we'll want to be using our spirit to create permanent minions. These minions will be revived automatically when they die, so you don't have to worry about resummoning them all the time. Here, I'm using the skill screen to allocate which minions I would like in my horde. You can see the spirit cost of each one. Skeletal warriors are cheap, but weak. Useful for sneak over here and distracting enemies. But I want more heavy hitters in my army, so I'm going to unsummon some warriors and instead add skeletal arsonists. Permanent minions come with special active abilities called command skills. You can order these guys to detonate your own minions for even more damage and area of effect. If you want a bigger army, you'll need a scepter. This new weapon type is imbued with even more spirit, allowing you to summon even more friends. And if you want an even bigger army than that, you can take advantage of corpses to summon true hordes of minions. But what can a witch do while her army is at work? Well, she has a range of chaos spells to spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills to
Witch looks really sweet.
Or, you know, you could curse them to make them weaker so your horde can take them down.
I just like how all the classes feel so fleshed out already.
In endgame, you'll be the leader of a fearsome army of the dead, consuming everything in its path. The sorceress bends the elements to her.
Now this is
using them to unleash
this is my girl right here, sorceress. This is what we're playing. This is gonna be the first character.
Devastation on her foes. This classic spellcaster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from afar. The elemental skills have everything you might expect and more. Fireballs, icy explosions, lightning storms, you get the idea. Each spell is unique and has many different ways to build and combo with others, even between different elements.
I do always play Sark.
For example,
always.
Flame Wall conjures a burning line that not only damages enemies, but also empowers
Look at that.
projectiles that pass through it.
Look at that.
If you place a wall and fire lightning sparks through it, they'll gain extra fire damage.
You light the lightning on fire by shooting it through the flame wall. Like I like that. That's cool. I want more of that.
It's a good idea to take advantage of the ability to automatically swap weapons when you use certain skills. Having a special staff with bonuses to fire skills and another with
Oh, that's pretty
bonuses to
sweet.
lightning
You
skills
have
can
two sets.
The sorceress can also take advantage
so
of
neat.
powerful trigger gems. For example,
Like what?
you could grab the Cast and Ignite gem and use it with Firestorm. As you ignite enemies, a counter will go up in the top left corner. When it's full, a Firestorm will automatically be cast.
Like, look
on
at
enemies
that!
ignited.
Oh my gosh.
There are 25 active elemental skills. By endgame,
Our cup runneth over. That's like, I feel like they're dispensing ice cream into my ice cream cone and it's already this full
The
already.
characters that will be available at the start of early access.
But
We'll
wait,
be
there's
adding
more.
6 more character classes with just as many skills and options as these. There's a lot more to come. There's one more important thing to mention
Yep.
about skills. Even though we talk about them as belonging
Look
to
at
each
this.
class, in reality there are no restrictions. You can use all these skills on any class so long as you have the attributes. For
Dude,
example,
the
A
possibilities.
poison ranger might want to try out using occult curses to increase her poison damage.
Look at
Or
this.
a monk might want to trigger elemental ice walls to use with his glacial cascade combo. The
What?
possibilities for cross-class
I
combos
need
are
it.
practically
I need it.
unlimited.
I need it.
We're looking forward to what kind of things you guys might find. Now,
Yes.
Path of Exile is a game known for build customization.
It gets so much
and we
cooler.
haven't even scratched the surface of what is possible yet. So let's talk about support
It gets
gems.
even crazier. Just wait. Just wait.
Path of Exile 2 has a system of support gems that can be combined with your active skills to dramatically change the way they work. If you find a support gem, then right-clicking it will open up this screen. Here you will find a variety of recommended support gems for each of your skills that you can pick between. For example,
So this is really neat because the gemming in Path of Exile 1 is super convoluted, and you socket abilities into the weapons, and then like it becomes this whole really complicated thing. The fact that they gave it its own dedicated, here you can socket the gems directly into your skills and you can move them around at will, and they're not tied to like any one particular thing. That is an enormously huge quality of life upgrade. Like that is 10 out of 10. And my brain likes how that works so much more, and I'm all about it. I'm all about it. But this is sick.
This is a multiple projectiles support gem and can be used to add multiple projectiles to any skill. Normally, when you fire a grenade, it'll look like this. But if we add multiple projectiles, then you get 3 of them. Once you have the gem, you can also freely move it between any of the skills on your character.
Yes.
If you want to have a multi-shot sniper rifle instead, then simply move the gem over to your high-velocity round skill. Generally speaking, if it sounds like a support gem should work with a skill, then it will work. So it's a good idea to experiment. Note that you can only have one of each support gem on your character, so you'll want to think carefully about which supports can be used best with each skill for maximum damage.
This, I think, is the draw.
Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations, you should have a perfectly good time. But if you want to experiment...
And another thing that I forgot to talk about was they have, to make it easier for newer players, they have like when you get a support gem, they have like a recommended, like here's 3 really good skills that this would work really well on that you have, kind of a thing, to give you some guidelines. But then like you can turn that off and there's no restrictions. You can just make up the craziest, most ridiculous combos and like break the game. But they give you some guidance to be like, if you want to just play through it and you don't want to brick your character, here's some things you can do, and I like that a lot as well.
A bit more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can see the full list of supports that will
Oh.
work with your skill.
Oh.
There are hundreds of support gems to choose from, and even we don't know the results of all the possible ways these can interact.
Yes.
Each skill can have up to 5
Yes.
supports socketed into it. And if you're clever, you can come up with some pretty interesting ideas.
I'm slaying.
All of this is just scratching the surface. You can make frost vortexes, break people's armor, make minions explode, make skills repeat. Make
Yep.
enemies set each other on fire, cull enemies, or pin them to the ground. Supports let you drastically change the behavior of your skills and create your own unique build, or at least follow someone's OP build guide. So, speaking of builds, let's talk about one of the most iconic.
So they
Path of
made the
Exile
passive skill tree bigger.
passive skill tree. Yes, it's huge. There are over 1,500 nodes on there.
It's the Final Fantasy
Now,
sphere
a lot
grid.
of people open the tree and can get a little intimidated at first, but try not to be scared. There are lots of options, but at its core, it's pretty simple. Each level you get 1 point to put into the tree. Each class starts at a different location, but they all share the same tree. Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way. But if you do happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to
The hooded
respec
one.
any nodes
I gotta
you've
know who
taken
that
by
is.
Spending a little bit of gold.
You can respec with gold. That's a 10 out of 10. That is a 10 out of 10 quality of life.
Generally divided up into clusters which have similar themes. In each cluster, you will find small nodes that give simple bonuses like increased damage, but the real power comes from notables. Notables normally have much more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using. For example, in the mercenary area of the tree, this one gives a 25% chance for crossbow skills to not consume a bolt. And here's one that gives grenades a chance to blow up a second time. This one gives a chance for projectiles to rebound off terrain, as well as giving you some pierce chance to make that more likely. Note that even though this is in the mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from all classes.
So that right there is the
often
coolest
regions that are in
part.
different areas of the tree.
You can kind of dial out and build out your
You
own.
will generally have to allocate nodes in the attribute highways. Attribute nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use, so it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need. You can change which attribute these nodes give you for half price.
Oh,
at the
that's
respec
so
menu.
cool. That's so
In
cool.
addition to notables, you will also find even larger passives called keystones. Keystones have both an upside and a downside, and often require changing your entire build
Don't
to
think you
design
can.
around them.
I don't think you cannot respec the keystones, and that's to prevent people abusing the ability to like spec back and forth between them.
A great example is Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield two-hand weapons in a single hand.
Oh, that's
that
so
doubles
cool.
The attribute requirements of them. You can use a two-hand mace with a shield, or even dual wield them.
Yep.
Or how about Mind Over Matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana regen.
I want that.
Skills like these can be tough to build around, but if you're up for the challenge, they can be very rewarding. As we showed you earlier on the Sorceress, you can swap between weapon sets on the fly as you use certain skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you switch between weapon sets. to
What?
take advantage
Like,
of
see, that's
specific bonuses
fantastic.
on the tree. For the Sorceress, you might want to change between fire and lightning specialization.
Look at that.
Or you could switch between one hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block boss attacks while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace.
Oh, that's just.
Or perhaps you could have a full curse
It's
setup on your
sublime.
witch to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage. If you want to stick with just one weapon set, you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like, but creative players will find plenty of opportunities with this system. You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests. For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book. There are lots of other permanent boosts available from the campaign too. On the map, you can see icons that indicate the many optional encounters you can find.
I really like
Some of them
the
have
way their
permanent
campaign
parry
is laid
boosts,
out.
and others have powerful items. If you're having trouble getting past a boss, it might be a good idea to explore and see what you can find. For example, if you defeat Blackjaw the Remnant, you'll gain a permanent increase to fire resistance. One of the most important finds are spirit bonuses.
And that right there is very reminiscent of like Diablo. Having to go through and do certain quests to unlock a skill point and like things like that. I like that. I like having to play through the campaign. I like being given a reason to play through it on subsequent characters. Like, oh, it's like going through that quest chain again to attune or whatever almost. I like that a lot better than just like, oh, you beat the main campaign once, well, here, just skip it on all the rest of your characters. I don't like that. That's not fun. Let's do it again.
The first one here in the Canopy in Act 1. Defeat the boss in this area to acquire a permanent addition of Spirit. The permanent buffs you gain from Spirit are very powerful, and every class will find a use for them, so make sure you hunt down these upgrades. There's one in each act. Now, we haven't even talked about the most important element of character progression, items.
But wait, there's
That's why
more.
they're all here, right? Items in Path of Exile can be broken down into 4 rarity groups: normal, magic, rare, and unique. One of the things you're going to want to do as you play through the campaign is upgrade the items you find, and you can do that with currency items. An Orb of Transmutation will allow you to upgrade a normal item to a magic item with one mod. You can then apply an Orb of Augmentation to add a second mod, then use a Regal Orb to add a third mod, and upgrade it to a rare. Finally, you can use some Exalted Orbs to add more mods to your rare to a total of 6 mods. One of the things we think is really important is to make these options available to use as you play. All the items that add mods are much more common than they were in Path of Exile.
So that was a big criticism of Path of Exile 1, was you kind of didn't do any of that through the campaign, and then it all got dumped at you at the end.
As well as making the drop rates on these items much more common, you can also get them by disenchanting unwanted
The monk
gear
looks
and
like a
magic
really
items.
fun class to play.
If you disenchant magic items, you can build up to an Orb of Transmutation, and by disenchanting rares, you can build up to Regal Orbs. Another important area...
I'm probably going to be playing controller and mouse and keyboard.
Some items you find will have sockets that can have Ezomite runes placed in them that add more mods to the item. If I insert this glacial rune into my helmet, it will give extra cold resistance. This is a great way to solve problems that you have with your build, like resistances or damage. If you find socketed items that you don't have a use for, you can take them to the salvage bench in town to work towards an Artificer's Orb. This will allow you to add sockets to your existing
I like how
armor.
there's just like a use for everything.
Body armors and two-hand weapons can have up to 2 sockets, while the rest of your armor and one-hand weapons can only have 1 socket. You can also salvage items with quality to create items like armor scraps or whetstones. These will allow you to increase the quality of your items for an up to 20% boost. If you don't want to disenchant or salvage your items, you can always sell them for gold. Gold can be used to buy items from vendors, and we've tried to do a lot.
And again, I really like that they're allowing
useful.
respecs with gold.
Every time you level up, they get more stock, so make sure to check back often. Other vendors offer a gamble. Pay a flat amount of gold and you'll get a random item of a specific type.
Good day to you, partner. I'm Geed.
If you're lucky.
And I can already
Gold is
tell
also
you and
used to
I are going to
respec
be
your
friends
class's
in this
skills.
godforsaken
Take
camp.
advantage of the system to experiment with your tree and rework it as required. The other thing you might want to use gold for is the currency exchange. This allows you to exchange currency items with other players on an open market. In exchange for a
Now
small
that's
gold
kind of
tip.
sweet. So there's going to be a little bit of like an economy
Are freely tradable.
up in
You
there.
never bind anything to your character except gold.
Oh, that's spectacular.
Now, most gear in Path of Exile 2 is randomly generated, but there's another type that isn't. Uniques. They are especially rare, each with a handcrafted set of unusual mods which can dramatically change a character's build. They're not just better rare items, they can do much stranger things that can fundamentally change your character. Corpse Wade will make any corpses you run through explode into clouds of poison.
So this is one thing that I think that they've done really, really, really well, is that the uniques actually feel like uniques. They're not just like items that have like 7 or 8 modifiers, like, oh, here you go, it's just an extra powerful whatever. They're like, oh, this is like an artifact. It's so neat. Like that to me is like, it makes me want to go and hit the loot treadmill. It gives me this like, I feel inspired, you know. It's like a bard is playing his inspiration, and dude, Jonathan's just a bard. That's what it is. He's saying a song of inspiration through the internet, and the fans are frothing at the mouth.
The Sands of Silk is a body armor that changes your dodge roll into a blink.
Now that's sweet. I want to use that.
Past your foes.
I want to use that on the Sork.
And of course, some uniques are just pure hits
Sork
of dodge,
blink.
like Quill Rain, which just turns your bow attacks into full auto by doubling your attack speed. Each unique is something that you can build your character around. We try to make sure that most unique items have a potential use at endgame, even if you find them early on. And as you can see, every single unique item comes with custom art to match. The last character progression system...
Okay, so this is, in my opinion, one of the coolest parts of this. And how they handled it is just like, oh, it's très magnifique. It's so cool. The Ascension system, and then the endgame progression of the Ascension system is super duper neat. Yeah, let's talk about it.
That you can do during the campaign is Ascension. Starting in Act 2, you will come across Ascension trials, tests that you must complete to unlock your Ascension class. We'll explain these trials soon, but first let's take a look at what Ascending can do for your character. Each class has access to 3 Ascendancy classes.
They're like prestige
but at the start
classes.
of early access, only 2 per class will be available. Ascendancy classes are unique to each character class, so choose wisely. They can drastically affect how you build your character. As a sorceress, you could become a Storm Weaver. a master of the elements. Tempest Caller causes elemental storms to be summoned each time you do a critical hit with a spell. With Strike twice, you can stack 2 copies of Shock for more damage, and going deeper into the tree, you can make all your damage types apply Shock. Make a Shock build from any skill.
Oh, see, that's cool.
You could become a Chronomancer and command
This is
time
super neat.
itself. She literally has the ability to stop time with Time Freeze. Not only that, but she has many other time manipulation abilities. Using Temporal Rift, she can teleport back to a previous location, resetting her life and mana back to what it was. Or with Time Snap, she can reset all her cooldowns and cast all her spells again. On the Warrior, you can choose between the Warbringer or the Titan. The Warbringer channels the might of his ancestors to gain tremendous power. Using Answered Call, you can summon ancestral spirits linked to each of your totems. With Jade Heritage, you can encase your body in a protective layer that absorbs all damage until it breaks.
Dude, the Chronomancer looks
Warcaller's
super
Vow
dope.
allows you to explode the corpses of your enemies. And with Great Wolf's Howl, you can ignore the cooldowns of your war cries. Let all that anger out. The Titan class is all about hitting big. With Earthbreaker, every slam is a chance to create an aftershock. With Crushing Impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow, which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease.
I really like how
With Surprising
there's going to be multiplayer couch co-op on launch
more damage.
on PC and console.
As a ranger, you might choose to be a Deadeye, an expert marksman.
So I'll be able to sit down with Comrade Punky and we'll be able to play 2-player.
With endless munitions, every attack gains an extra projectile. With Gathering Winds, she gains a small increase to movement speed with every attack. But be careful, she loses them when getting hit.
That
With
could be
Eagle
super
Eyes, she'll
strong.
never miss, allowing you to stop wasting all those passive points on accuracy. Alternatively, you could become a Pathfinder, the master of flasks and poison. She can choose from one of several throwable concoctions, allowing her to spend her flask charges to throw explosive bottles that deal various types of damage. A bleeding concoction will make your enemies bleed, while a fulminating one can shock your enemies, allowing you to do extra damage. Contagious Contamination allows her to spread poisons between her foes, while Overwhelming Toxicity doubles the number of stacks they can be infected by.
I just love how varied, like, the classes support a varied, extremely varied playstyles.
Being slowed by enemies. The Witch can ascend into the Infernalist or the Blood Mage. As an Infernalist, she can summon a loyal Hellhound companion. The Hellhound sets enemies on fire, as well as taking a percentage of the damage if the Infernalist gets hit. With Pyromantic Pact, you can turn your mana into Infernal Flame. As you cast more spells, the flame builds up, and if it overflows, you'll take damage. Using Bringer of Flame, you'll want to make sure you keep the flames topped up. While your Infernal Flame is above 30%, all damage from you and your minions will ignite enemies. She can also transform into a literal demon.
Demon mode
While in
confirmed.
demon form, she takes an increasing amount of damage, but her cast speed and damage increase rapidly as well. So if you're planning on transforming into a demon,
Ultra
make sure you
Glass
stack a
Cannon.
lot of life recovery. She can also become a Blood Mage, a master of life and energy. All Blood Mages must pay the price of making skills cost life as well as mana.
Blood Mage
But in
build looks
exchange,
super
every
cool.
monster they kill will drop life remnants, which allow them to quickly gain back that life.
One thing that he didn't mention in this description of the Blood Mage is that another bonus to being a Blood Mage is you can, when they drop the life remnants that you can gain your life back, you can stack up to 200% of your life. So you have like an effectively larger health pool, but it's like everything, all your spells cost your health pool too. So it's kind of like that just sounds so fun. That sounds so neat.
With Crimson Power, she can gain large amounts of extra life, and with Vitality Siphon, she can use her spells to leech life back as well. Once you've got a significant amount of life, you can use Gore Spike to make your critical hits deal incredible amounts of damage. A monk who is in tune with the elements might become an Invoker. With
Here you go.
Elemental Expression, the Invoker will create waves of elemental
Super
power
elemental
charged by
monk.
Critical strike. With Faith as a choice, you gain the ability to meditate, allowing you to double your energy shield. Choose between I am the Blizzard or I am the Thunder to specialize in cold or lightning. And I Shall Rage will allow you to turn into an unbound avatar.
The Last
Each time you apply
Airbender.
a status ailment to an enemy, you gain Unbound Fury. When you have enough, transform
That's so
into an
good.
avatar to deal way more damage and inflict even more elemental ailments. Some monks choose to reach into the darkness.
This is cool.
The Acolyte of Chillin can exchange their mastery of spirit for darkness, a resource that can be
Yes,
utilized to both
like I want to
absorb
play
and
both
heal
of those
damage.
monks.
The Shroud of Darkness will protect you from all damage incoming, but if you take Grasp of the Void, you will deal extra chaos damage from all the darkness you have. Their Dark Pact offers greatly increased resistances to chaos damage and can allow their mana leech to not only happen instantly, but apply to their energy shield as well. Another node you can take is Waking Dream, which allows you to see into the domain of the Breach Demons. There you will see the Flames of Chillin that can be taken to gain life, mana, and damage. The Mercenary has a job to do, but which job suits you? You might choose to become a Witch Hunter. Obsessive Rituals will give you a sorcery ward,
That's so
allowing
cool.
you to defend yourself against elemental hits in exchange for less defense against attacks. With Zealous Inquisition, your enemies have a 10% chance to explode on death. The chance is doubled. against
Nobody
humans
expects
and
the
undead.
Zealous Inquisition.
With Judge, Jury, and Executioner, your initial hit against enemies can deal up to 30% of their life and damage, if you're lucky. This is great for hunting powerful bosses. And with Witchbane, you can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually do. You could also choose to
A
become
boss
gem
killing Witch
engineer,
Hunter would be sweet.
enhancing your abilities by embedding gems directly in your flesh. Integrated Efficiency will give you extra skill slots. Thermatological Infusion gives you extra maximum resistances as you sock up more and more support gems. Adaptive Capability allows you to use any color of gem without worrying about attributes, while Crystalline Potential adds extra quality bonuses to every gem socketed into your character.
That's super cool as well.
So those are the Ascendancy classes for the start of Early Access. But one thing we haven't talked about yet is how you ascend in the first place.
Now I love
Ascension and
how this
XL2
works.
requires completion of one of the Great Trials, which you'll find as you progress through the campaign. Each one is associated with one of the major cultures of Rayclast. Located in the Vasteri Plains are the Maraketh, a culture of rich tales and brutal traditions, who must do whatever it takes to survive in the desert. The highest position in Maraketh culture is a Sekima, and it is not a title given freely. All aspirants must complete the Trial of the Sekimas, a grueling gauntlet that will test their strength, will, cunning, and patience. To enter, a warrior of the Maraketh must prove their worth by trapping the soul of a djinn in a coin, and you are no different. Once you have earned your coin, it may be placed on the relic altar to begin the trial. In the Trial of the Sekimas, each room has its own challenges to overcome. In this room, each rare monster you kill will send its blood to the chalice in the center of the room. Once the chalice is filled, you will be able to proceed. While fighting monsters in the trial, you will need to be very careful. Each hit will not only hurt you, but will damage your honor. The monsters are well telegraphed, so that you can avoid their attacks, but if you run out of honor, you will fail the trial and need to find another coin.
I like
or
how
to
each
try
trial
again.
is super unique as
It's a
well.
good idea to make sure that you are well prepared before challenging the Trial of the Sekimas. After each room, you will be rewarded. In this case, you have been given a key that can be used to unlock chests later in the trial. Once you have claimed your reward, you will be shown a map of the rest of the floor and may choose how you wish
Look
to
at that. That's sweet.
proceed. Which challenges would you like to face, and which rewards do you want to claim?
I like how you have to
Some rooms are
do
more
like this
dangerous,
ascendancy
afflicting you with
mission.
debuffs that will persist for the entire trial. For example, entering this room will afflict you with Spiked Shell that will cause all monsters in the rest of the trial to have 50% increased life. You will want to take care if you choose such a path. There are many different challenges and rewards as you journey through the trial. Deadly traps, waves of monsters, and strange artifacts will test your honor. As you progress, you'll be able to gain boons from the Jinn, which will help you on your journey. For example, the Sekima's cloak will revive you once if you die, giving you a second shot at a run. One of the rewards you may find is Sacred Water, an extremely valuable and treasured resource to the Jinn and the Maraketh. Trading it with the Jinn will allow you to receive many benefits. You can recover honor, gain additional boons, or remove afflictions.
This is where I'm getting big like roguelike
At the end
vibes.
of the floor, you'll find a powerful boss which will truly test your
And we get
limitations.
even more of that later
In order to
on.
ascend, you will need to defeat him.
And I think that idea of like combining elements that you see in like it reminds me of what's what's that other? It's not a vamp. It wasn't Vampire Survivors. It wasn't Death Must Die. It was. There's another one that I was playing a bunch of. There's like those games are like a dime a dozen now, and it had that same kind of concept of like where you branch off. It's almost like how like FTL handles like their different like branching paths or whatever. That is, I think, an awesome concept to combine with like an exile like ARPG.
Having defeated the boss, you've earned the right to ascend. But first, the loot. The keys you have found may be used to open the various treasures in the vault at the end of the floor. We only have a single bronze key, so we'll just have to open one of these small chests. If you want to open the better ones, you'll need silver or gold keys. Let's use the Altar of Ascendancy.
I don't know how you get the better
first
keys.
ascension will allow
I'm
you to
assuming
pick your class and grant you 2 points to use in the tree.
by powering up
There are
different
more
rooms or
floors and Many
something.
more rewards that can be found within the Trial of the Secumus, but we'll save that for the section on the endgame. For now, let's talk about the second Ascendancy trial, the Trial of Chaos.
So these are
In
2
Path
of the 6 they're
itself,
showing
you can
us.
choose whichever trial you like to earn your ascension. Each culture on Rayclast had their own methods to ascend. If the Trial of the Secumus
I think
is
that's
not your kind of
thematically
trial,
so
or you're finding
cool.
it too difficult, you could try another. You can gain all your ascension points from just one, or mix and match them. It's up to you. For early access, we will have 2 trials as options, with a 3rd trial coming later for the full release.
Okay, so there's going to be 3 total
While
trials.
exploring the Vile
I wouldn't be
jungle, you'll
surprised if
discover
they
the
added
Temple of
more
Chaos.
down the line.
Before the Vile embraced the science of corruption, their civilization worshipped chaos. This ancient trial was once used by the Vile to test their high priests. A high priest of the Vile must show willingness to risk everything to gain power. Entry to the trial requires a token from a strange entity known only as the Trial Master. For those in which he sees potential, he shall inscribe an ultimatum. Many have attempted these trials in search of greatness. Most have perished. Will you be able to defy the odds? Before you begin each chamber, the Trial Master will offer you a reward and a choice. Choose one of 3 tribulations to affect you through the rest of the trial.
Trials and tribulations.
These modifiers might beef up the monsters, curse the player, or add environmental hazards like turrets or trap runes. In this case, we'll be picking shocking turrets. As you enter the room, the Trial Master will fill it with hazards to test your commitment. In this case, you must destroy all the monsters that fill the room, while dealing with the lightning projectiles from the shocking turrets. After each room, you will need to make a choice. Take the rewards you have earned so far, or go double or nothing. Increase your rewards
Gambling.
and take on more risks.
Big gamba mechanics.
Each tribulation you add is minor on its own, but they quickly stack on top of each other and can become overwhelming. There are many types of chambers in the trial. Each will test your resolve in different ways. This one simply requires you survive for a certain amount of time. Another requires you to escort the stone idol through the level as elevators full of monsters descend to attack you. Should you be able to get through the first 3 chambers, you will face your first boss. The order of the bosses is random, and combined with the tribulations you have selected, the fight will never feel the same. After defeating the boss, you may claim your rewards. Of course there are the items, but you also gain the right to ascend. If you already did the Trial of the Secumus, then you can claim 2 more points to add to your Ascendancy class.
So you have like a whole separate
Now, it's possible to go
like
much
skill
deeper.
grid.
There are more bosses, rewards, and risks to take, but we'll talk more about that when we get to endgame. So how about we talk about that now? So far, we've only been showing you footage from the campaign, but some people would argue that the endgame is where the game truly begins.
Yes.
Something that happens almost every time a new action RPG launches is people saying, there isn't enough endgame content. Well, we want to make sure that in POE2, people don't feel that way.
Look at that. Shots
And we
fired.
actually only changed our development priority for this recently. The first 3 acts of POE2 already take around 25 hours to complete if you're a new player. This is already a pretty significant campaign. On the other hand, people spend hundreds of hours in endgame each league. We realized that finishing the rest of the campaign for early access was actually a bad idea. Instead of having acts 4 to 6 in early access, we could concentrate on endgame and make that great. For new players, a 25-hour campaign is already a huge game with lots of content. But for existing action RPG players, what you mostly care about is all the in-game challenges to overcome. So several months ago, we switched the entire development team's focus over to making in-game content. At the start of early access, there will be 50 bosses and around 400 monster types. But the great thing is that the rest of the game is like 80% there. We'll be adding content to roughly double the size of the game during early access and into release. Now, in order to make the endgame happen at the same character level as what it would be after we
This was a
act,
genius move.
we've added a second difficulty level called Cruel, where you repeat the campaign with all the monsters and bosses leveled up. And of course, new rewards. You can kind of think of it as like a new game plus. It's also a lot faster to get through the content the second time as your clear speed increases.
Yep.
That will take you to around level 65.
This was big brain on their part.
Once we add the remaining 3 acts, we'll be removing Cruel difficulty, so you'll progress straight from the end of Act 6 to endgame. But what is the endgame? To explain that, I'll hand over to Mark. He can tell you.
This is where this escalates.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, game director on Path of Exile 2. Well, one thing that Path of Exile is known for is having a lot of distinct endgame content to choose between. Each in-game mechanic needs to have its own progression system,
I was thinking the same
bosses, rewards, and player power that can only be gained from that content. We are going to be adding a lot more over time, but for Path of Exile 2, we decided to start with
Mark is the
7
robot.
distinct systems you can progress through.
Seven systems.
This is the Atlas, and it serves as the core of the endgame for Path of Exile 2. It's infinite and expands in all directions. Now, we are not going to spoil the plot too much here, but corruption from the beast has blighted the land, and your objective is to help fight it. In the center of the Atlas, you will find the Ziggurat, a temple in which the Val research the fundamentals of space and time. Here, we can open portals to nearby locations and begin cleansing corruption and finding resources. In order to power the portal device, we will need waystones. Each waystone has a tier which will determine the level of the monsters that you will face. To go to an area, simply click one that is adjacent to an area that you have already completed. Insert the waystone and click Traverse. Portals will open, allowing you and your party to travel to the area you have selected. All the areas in the endgame feel distinct from the locations in the campaign, and we have dialed the randomization up to 11.
Dude, look at that teleport
Spike
guy. Oh my gosh.
The combination of them can lead to some very interesting combat situations. There are over 400 monster types in early access, and they have a lot of varied and interesting abilities. Depending on which combinations you face, you might find some serious challenges. In order to cleanse the corruption from the area, you will need to defeat all the powerful rare and unique enemies in it. Once you have done that, the area will be marked as completed and you will be able to travel past it to progress deeper into the world. If you die, then the map can no longer be run, and you will have to find another way around to get to the areas behind it. There are also all kinds of...
This is a big departure from Path of Exile 1, is that in Path of Exile 1, you had 6 attempts. You had 6 portals, and you could take them in or out. In Path of Exile 2, the 6 portals are only to get loot out. Yeah, it's a roguelike map, and so if you fail that, you can no longer go that way, and you have to like find your way around. They're all procedurally generated, and it's actually possible to lock yourself out from areas of the map, and then you have to re-roll the entire map to try and progress again. Like there is a little bit of like a penalty, and I think there's another kind of penalty too. There's some kind of there's a slight like reason to like make the grind from 65 to 100. Like you can't just like go and just blitz and like have builds that focus on damage over defense. You're actually encouraged to like build survivable builds, which is super duper cool.
Other random encounters you might run into as you play maps. One such encounter are precursor artifacts. These are ancient, corrupting monuments that irradiate the monsters around them. The monsters that feed off the corruption are drawn to their power. If you defeat the monsters and cleanse the artifact, you will get a powerful temporary buff. Some of the buffs make you faster, others rain lightning or fire around you, and some even give you increased experience or help you find better items. You can also find strong boxes. These enigmatic chests guard piles of treasure, but are always a trap. Monsters lie in wait to attack you the moment you open it, and the boxes often have mechanisms to unleash powerful spells or dangerous debuffs. There are different types of strong boxes containing different items, and you can even use your currency items to craft them on the fly.
We got ads coming in.
But be careful of opening one you can't handle.
They're on their way.
Sometimes you'll discover monsters frozen in essences, solidified crystalline corruption. These dangerous monsters can be broken free. If you defeat them, the essence they drop can be used to upgrade normal items to magic items with a guaranteed mod from a category. For example, we could use this one on some boots to ensure a movement speed mod.
That's pretty sweet.
Rarely, essences will also drop that allow you to upgrade magics to rares, adding the guaranteed mod.
And another thing that they've done in Path of Exile 2 that a lot of games don't do is that Magic Find doesn't just increase your drop rate. Like a lot of games, it's like, okay, you have Magic Find, which means that you get more items, so you get more trash, but also through virtue of that, you do end up finding more rares. In Path of Exile 2, having a higher Magic Find actually gives you a chance of having an item drop as a higher tier, which is super neat because you actually like markedly get better loot from that, like in general. And I think that's super neat. Like, it gives you a reason to put Magic Find on as, like, a primary stat.
This is incredibly powerful, since it allows you to get a second deterministic mod in your crafting projects. Combining these with the currencies that are commonly found in Rayclast for modifying items, and we can get a very nice pair of boots indeed. Waystones, like all items, can also
Jeff
be crafted
Bezos
using your currency
hungers. All right, we got Jeff Bezos. He's coming in. He's checking out what's up. He just wanted to see what was happening. You know, he's curious. He's curious. Now would be an excellent time, friends, to grab a snack, stretch your legs, have a bathroom break. We're going to be gone for 2.5 minutes, and I will see you guys shortly. We'll be back. We're going to watch through. We got another half hour of this and more fun things to talk about. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Jeff's almost gone. We're back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. You know, one of the things that makes me like kind of so excited about this is, you know, I've always get out of here. I don't want to. I'll pick a time. Snooze. I don't want to install Windows updates. I'm so excited about this because I've always loved ARPGs. Was in love with Diablo 2 back in the day. And it's been a genre that I've like tried to break back into. You know, it's like I want there to be that next good ARPG, you know? And obviously I've tried to go back to Diablo 2. I've played Project Diablo 2 and I've played like all the
Jeff's gone.
The you know, fan projects or whatever to recreate Battle.net. And I've played the Blizzard's official one, Diablo 2 Resurrected. And the problem with that is that it's just the game design's too dated. You know, they made that in like 2003. Like it's old. Maybe even before that. Gosh, 2000. So it's too old. And ever since then, ARPGs have been just, you know, the monetization is just egregious and not enough fun content. And there hasn't really been, it's been a lot of cloning and lazy cloning and stuff. And I feel like this is the first time in a long time that actually the genre's being pushed. All right, let's keep checking out this endgame content.
Adding prefix mods will improve the rewards, while suffix mods increase danger. The more dangerous a map is, the more waystones will drop. Adding mods to your waystones is key to progressing to higher tiers.
I love how you can like empower the maps like that.
You to take on larger challenges. There are a variety of factors you'll have to consider when crafting your waystones. Some maps will have higher density, some lower, some have more magic and rare chests, or monsters, some are more linear, and others more open. Make sure you explore and think about what makes certain maps good if you want to maximize your returns.
It's like there's another layer of systems.
Higher and higher tiers of the Atlas, you will gain points that you can spend in the Atlas tree.
Look at this!
Tree allows you to juice the danger and rewards of all areas in the endgame.
Look at that!
Increase the number of monsters, the number of rares,
roguelike,
the number of
meta progression,
or strong boxes, even the quantity of item drops. As you explore the in-game world map, you'll notice various different biomes.
Like roguelike-like.
From snow-capped mountains to dense jungle valleys.
I did like Last Epoch.
Certain biomes.
I did.
As you continue to explore deeper into the Atlas, there are all sorts of things to discover.
So I really, really liked Last Epoch, actually. A lot. I liked Last Epoch a ton, and I think I played through the entire campaign. I played 62 hours of Last Epoch. Can I tell what's missing from all these ARPGs to make them stick? Last Epoch, I think it was a combination of the tone and the story was kind of generic. Like, it was cool enough. You dig the lo-fi Star Wars Empire song? It's really good. This is Game Chops. Yeah. So I think it's the tone, right? Because that's one thing that Diablo 2 nailed. Like, everybody was just like so into the world, right? And then the other thing is having a variety of things for players to do after they finish the campaign is, and some of it might be, you know, it's like everybody's been chasing, like, what is that secret sauce? Clearly, because there's been so many kind of like limp projects, and I feel like Path of Exile came the closest, but it was really complex. It's a really Path of Exile 1 is like incredibly complex, and Path of Exile 2 is just as complex, but Path 1 had like a ton of, you had to just have such a deep knowledge and understanding of all the systems in the game to even start like crafting items or building character builds. And so that kind of like, I feel like it excludes a whole bunch of players like me that is like, you know, medium to low brain level, that, you know, my brain not think so good sometimes. I'm hoping that Path 2 is they're kind of pushing that envelope a little bit. But let's keep checking out what's going on with the rest of this stuff. Yeah, 62 hours in Last Epoch. I liked Last Epoch. I liked it a lot. I liked the end game, but again, Last Epoch, when I played it, there was only like 1 or 2 things to do in the end game. Like, you ran this one particular type of dungeon, and then that was it. And so I got bored of that after a while, and then I stopped playing it. Like, if Last Epoch had this much shit to do in endgame, I would still have been playing it, like, for sure. I did like the story of Last Epoch, and the tone of it was pretty cool. And that was like something that I was like, I stuck to that more than I had stuck to other ARPGs, but it just wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't have that like, that meat, you know? I want the steak. I want the big, like a 27-ounce steak as my entree. Okay, let's keep watching.
These cities are constructed by different peoples of Rayclust and have specific items that can be
Needs
found
that
there.
Kobe beef.
These strange structures marked on the map don't appear to do anything for now. Perhaps you'll work out how to use them later.
Look at that,
You might
secrets.
find unique maps like Untainted Paradise.
I need it.
An undisturbed island full of beasts that give an extreme amount of experience. You may even find a lonely man just enjoying his retirement.
Weird
who will
things?
Give you a unique item for free. In addition, you can find special areas that would make a good spot to set up camp. Clear these areas of their hostile inhabitants, and you'll be able to claim them as your own hideout.
Player housing.
You can decorate your hideout as you see fit, and invite various NPCs to join you there
Player
to
housing.
create your own personal base of operations. A great tool for exploration are
Player housing on launch.
these mysterious precursor constructs are dotted around the atlas.
I love that.
Completing the tower will reveal a large area around it, allowing you to scout out your next challenge. There are lots of things to find, so keep looking. Some sections of your atlas are influenced by corruption.
And these atlas
This
maps are
adds extra
huge.
modifiers to the maps in the region, increasing difficulty and rewards. Here, slaying monsters in close proximity to each other will cause the vestiges of corruption within them to merge together, forming powerful and grotesque abominations. You may have noticed while looking at the atlas that some of the areas have these icons above them. The icon indicates that the area contains some kind of special encounter. This icon indicates that the area has a powerful boss. Because only 1 in 4 maps contain a map boss, we are able to make them very powerful and very rewarding. These bosses come from the campaign, but have had their difficulty increased with changes to AI and some of their abilities. It's worth noting that because you can see where the bosses are, you can choose to take them on or avoid them. If you do choose to hunt bosses though, then you will be rewarded with special points for the boss hunting section of the
The
Atlas
boss
skill
hunting
tree.
section
The
of the
points here will
Atlas
allow
skill
you to
tree.
Specialize in boss killing, giving you much greater rewards for defeating them.
I love that. That's so good.
Each different type of content in the endgame.
I like that they all have their own little areas where it's not like you have to learn that, like, oh, the ones that are this color belong over here, and this one, they're all mixed together in a big list or something. No, it's like everything has its own little section, and you can progress over here, or you can progress over there. If you get bored of doing that, you can go progress over here. You get bored of doing that. It's like, what did Elden Ring do so well, right? It was really hard, but you could kind of poke in all directions and kind of go keep shimmying around and slowly gaining power and and then come back and do other things. I see a lot of that style of like progression mimicked here, and that's a good thing.
We are adding specialized trees in order to make it so you don't feel the need to respec your points when you change between different types of content. We will be showing you 7 of these by the end of this presentation, so there is still a lot more to come. Bosses are not the only icon you will see on the Atlas. Let's take a look at one of the endgame systems, Breach. If you played POE1, you might be familiar with Breach. For POE2, we have created sequels to several POE1 leagues.
They took a lot of the
All
ideas
mechanics
from
are
those
brilliant.
leagues.
The monsters, bosses,
And I like that.
rewards, and progression are all new. A breach is a tear in the fabric of reality. Opening it will allow you to see the demons and otherworldly monstrosities that lie in wait on this other plane of existence. By engaging with a breach, you'll create a bridge between their world and Rayclust. In order to keep the breach open, you will need to kill the demons that pour forth. The faster you can kill the monsters, the more monsters you will fight, and the more loot you will find. You can also find clasped hands that will open and drop more items if you run over them. These can be a good boost to the rewards of the breach, so keep an eye out. One of the rewards that you may find while fighting monsters from Breach are tablets. Tablets are special items that can be used with precursor towers to add more encounters to the Atlas. Breaches will drop breach tablets. Clicking on a completed tower will allow you to consume the tablet to add more breaches to areas within range of the tower. This makes all the content in the Atlas self-sustaining. Want to do more breaches? Find the tablets, add them to your towers, get more breaches, getting more tablets. Soon your Atlas will be covered in otherworldly domains. In addition, like all items in PoE, you can craft them. Use your currency to add mods to your tablets, allowing you to upgrade all the breaches in range. Tablets
It just
can have
feels
up to
like
2 mods.
all these
mods do
endgame
things
systems
like adding extra rare monsters, extra clasped hands, or even monster
are
needs
so
to your
well fleshed
breaches,
out.
allowing you to keep them open longer. Often you will find multiple towers near to each
That's
other
actually a good
with
question. We'll talk
overlapping
about that
areas.
in a moment.
This can allow you to really juice the mechanic by stacking the mods from multiple tablets.
Lemmy asks,
To hold the breach demons at bay, you may want to use the powers of their world against them.
okay, wait, let's watch this.
Each in-game mechanic always has player power that can only be gained from that mechanic. and Breach is no different.
So that was really important. Each endgame mechanic has player power that can only be gained from that mechanic. So you are incentivized, if you want to keep getting stronger, you're incentivized to do all of these things. For picking a class, should we go with based on their Ascension classes? I would, currently, because right now you cannot respec your Ascension class. I had a cool idea. And my cool idea was, what if, in order to, there was like, and you know how there's like an Ascension trial? Since right now they don't let you respec Ascension, a lot of people thought that was kind of a bad idea. I'm kind of either way on it. I could see making, you know, rolling 2 of something in order to play both Ascension classes. I do think it would be cool eventually if you could respec your Ascension, but I think it should be costly. Like, really costly. Like, what if you had to do another trial to unascend? Like, you had to go through another kind of super difficult, like, boss challenge, and then after beating that, you had to pay a bunch of gold and maybe, like, a level and a half of experience. And then you could, like, undo your Ascension to go ascend again. It would have to be something really costly. I think there is... I think, for certain content, I think there is actually... And, you know what? Let me double-check this really quick. I think there's an I think... Okay, there's no experience loss on death during the campaign, but I think for the endgame content, there is a little bit. So, like, you're really incentivized not to just, like, make builds that... I might be wrong on that, and if anybody knows... correct me, because I remember in some places I read that there was, and in some places I read that there wasn't, or it wasn't announced yet, and so I don't actually know the answer to that. But I feel like I had an inkling that there was like a little bit of an XP loss near the end of the game, and I think Jonathan said something like he wanted like that race, and every league everybody races to 100. He's like, he wanted that 65 to 100, like after you're out of the campaign, to have like some kind of like moments of like where you have to kind of build smart and play smart. But yes, as of currently and with their current design philosophy, your ascensions are a one-way ticket. Now, I don't know if there's like reasons to stay unascended. It seems like you're going to want to basically ascend to one of the 2 classes. But honestly, that's just, it's super neat. Like, I'm excited to try to theory craft all the different... Like, honestly, this is a game that I feel kind of inspired to, like, make up. Just kind of make random crazy builds, because, like, it seems like anything could really be good. All right, we were just done talking about breaches.
In Breach, you will find catalysts. Items that can increase the quality of rings and amulets by improving specific mobs. You can also find Breach Rings, a special base type that can have its quality improved by catalysts up to 50%. In this case, you could create...
I really like this, that all of their endgame systems
some of the strongest rings in the
have their own little upgrade paths for all your stuff. To me, that's great.
Each endgame mechanic needs to have a pinnacle endgame encounter. While killing Breach monsters, you may find Breach Splinters. Collect enough of these and you'll be able to create a Breach Stone. Using a Vaal technology called the Realm Gate, you can use your Breachstone to access their domain and bring them...
This was the part where I was like, am I being being trolled? Like, there's just so much. They keep in every single, and then like they finish their sentence, and then they're just like, and then this is the nexus where you connect all. It just keeps going. It's just it's so much.
In this twisted domain, you will find nothing but a single massive breach. Triggering it will reveal hordes of breach inhabitants.
I
fast enough, you will be able
really
to
like the
fight
tone
their
of this game a lot.
We
Like,
that are one.
We that dreamed. We in nightmare. We that are one. Fate.
this is some cosmic horror shit right here.
This is just one of the pinnacle encounters of POE2. We won't be showing the rest of them, so you will have to discover them for yourself. but rest assured, this is some of the hardest content we have ever made. All these encounters have specific uniques,
And Path of Exile is known for being a hard game, so
the progression system.
this is kind of neat. It's kind of neat that it's like what's the reason to keep playing after the campaign, Flammy? It's to conquer these bosses, these crazy pinnacle bosses that are like they're like the Ubers on steroids. Like it's like there's a true dragon to conquer out there, you know? You got to get good. That looks sweet. Like, it looks sweet to me. To me, it's like,
Zesht will give you points to allocate into the breach section of the Atlas tree.
Yes!
Allocating these points will make breaches and the breach domain even harder, but will give you more rewards. The small nodes will increase the difficulty of the Twisted Domain, while the large nodes have more specific bonuses. For example, this node adds more clasped hands to your breaches, and adds a pack of magic monsters that can guard them. Get some more points and you can allocate Waking Nightmare, which will double the number of splinters you get from clasped hands, and inflict you with a mysterious debuff.
they're not done yet.
In order to earn more points, you will need
This
to
boss
defeat
is
Zesht
super
at a
duper
higher
cool.
difficulty,
Super
and
cool.
Some rewards from Zesht can only be found by increasing the difficulty of the Twisted Domain above certain thresholds. Defeating Zesht at difficulty 4 will be a challenge indeed, but there are many more threats in Rayclast. Ritual altars are sacrificial sites built by the mysterious King in the Mists. If you encounter this symbol on the Atlas, then you know that the area contains ritual altars.
I was like, seriously, there's
Ritual altars
more?
demand
Like,
tribute.
oh,
Every monster you slaughter
It's
in
so
the
good.
circle will feed the altar. After the sacrifice, touch it to begin the ritual. The monsters you just killed will be resurrected by the King of the Mist's dark magic, and you must fight to survive.
these are all in maps,
Tribute
yeah.
you have offered to the altar can be spent to buy powerful items, but they can be expensive. To gain more tribute, you
These
will
are all
also
their
find
own little
more
like
altars.
end game things that
Each
you're playing on this
successive
big
ritual
giant,
within
that
an
big
area
giant
will spawn the monsters revived by
like
the
end
previous
game
ones, in addition to the ones you sacrificed.
area.
By the end of an area, you'll be fighting a truly imposing number of foes, but will have a significant amount of tribute to spend. One of the rewards you can buy with tribute are omens. These are special items that allow for metacrafting. Crafting items that affect other
Metacrafting.
items. Have an item with good prefixes but bad suffixes? This omen will help you to remove the mod you don't want, while keeping the ones you do. There are a bunch more of these with different effects, but we will leave them for you to discover. Now don't forget that Ritual will also drop tablets, which can be used to specialize into getting more rituals. If you want to get to the pinnacle boss of Ritual, then you will probably want to use them. They can also be crafted to grant mods, making your
And these
rituals
loops
more
each have
rewarding.
kind of their own
The pinnacle
reward,
encounter of
or their
Ritual
own
is
bosses.
The King in the Mists. Feared by the Asmeri people, he is said to have brought eternal darkness to the Wildwood. We won't show the encounter, but just like Breach, there are a range of unique items you can get for defeating him, and you will gain points in the ritual section of the Atlas tree. Some maps have been touched by insanity. A mysterious entity has taken a special
This is
interest
cool
in you.
too.
Step through the looking glass and you will find your nightmares coming to
It
life.
just keeps going.
When you touch a mirror, the mists of delirium will spread out across the area, infecting your mind. You must stay within the mist to maintain the nightmare, which is as profitable as it is terrifying. Everything you kill will increase the rewards that drop. However, the deeper into the mist you travel, the stronger the monsters are. Be careful not to overstay your welcome. Rare and unique enemies will become vessels for terrifying demons, who will manifest out of them to unleash powerful attacks on you. The mist also offers a strange crafting material, distilled emotions. By combining these emotions, you are able to instill your amulet with a notable from the passive skill tree. This is like gaining an extra passive point for free, attached to your gear.
Like,
They are
the
also
level of
particularly great
customization
because
gets
you
so
don't have
deep
traverse
to
the
be able to
trees
like,
allowing you to get off-class bonuses that would normally be
you're gonna
much
be able to
harder
pull off some crazy builds by just
Distilled
like
emotions can also
flexing
be
these
used to
systems to their
instill your
max.
in-game maps, applying Delirious to them and adding additional difficulty and rewards.
Easy to
allowing you
learn, but
further
like
boost
difficult to
your in-game
master. Like
maps.
there's
The tablets you can find from Delirious
there's so
can
much,
be
you know.
used to further improve,
Our cup just
increase
doesn't
attack
run
size,
out. You can
make
just
the
the never-ending
dissipate slower,
chalice.
or improve your progress towards the pinnacle encounter of Delirium. Speaking of which, every now and then you will find simulacrum splinters. The mysterious entity will create strange encounters based on warped versions of your own memories. Monsters and simulacrums come in waves that get progressively more difficult. You will receive loot at the end of each wave, and you will have to make the decision to leave now or continue on, facing up against even tougher foes from the mist.
The bosses you will face as you get deeper into a simulacrum are truly terrifying. If you can complete a simulacrum, you will gain points for the Delirium section of the Atlas skill tree. Next up, we have Expedition. Occasionally while clearing corruption, you will encounter these Kalguran settlers. The Kalgurans have discovered ancient burial
They didn't want
sites
anybody
lost
complaining
Persia
about not enough endgame
and
content.
They want you to help dig them up with explosives. The Kalgurans have marked the locations where the relics can be found. Place explosives as best you can to dig up as many as possible. There is just one problem. Corruption has brought the corpses of their ancestors to life, so you might have to do a little cleanup before you can reclaim the artifacts. You can also find remnants, the destruction of which will further anger the restless dead.
I like how you have to actually, like,
Subsequent monsters
place
more
the charges.
powerful,
It's
but
kind of
also
neat.
more rewarding.
Old-timey
Death, Frog, Tujin, and
Looney
Winter
Tunes
will
detonator.
exchange the artifacts for useful items and runic magic. You can also find tablets to increase the number of expeditions and the rewards. This one increases the radius of explosives, while this one increases the number of remnants you will find. Eventually, you might discover a logbook. These are special maps full of buried treasure and relics, essentially one giant dig site. Here, you can create an extremely long chain of explosives and go through a very high number of remnants. But be careful, many remnants have mods that can really brick your build, so you will probably want to avoid these ones. If you add too many remnants, you could easily make the encounter harder than you can handle. There are all sorts of interesting things buried under
I have
the
a piece of
ground
dust in my eye.
You might find dripping
Rip.
caves and hidden pirate caches, but the most powerful encounter is Olroth, the ancient undead commander of the Knights of the Sun. Defeating him will grant you unique rewards, as well as points to spend in the
All these
expedition
bosses
section
are
of the
just
Atlas tree.
sweet.
So those are the in-game systems on the Atlas, but we are not done yet. The trials we talked about earlier have much more content when you get to endgame 2. Just like the other endgame systems, they also have progression mechanics, unique rewards, and player power that can only be gained from them. As you get higher level coins for the Trial of the Sycamores, you will unlock more floors to explore. Each
So this is
floor
like
has
an
its own challenging
infinite
rooms
procedural
and
dungeon.
a floor boss that you will need to kill. There are 4 floors in total, leading to another pinnacle boss at the end of the last floor, which can only be accessed at endgame. The Trial of the Sycamores is where you'll find jewels, which you can socket into your tree. These are like passives that you can craft with your currency items. They can be really powerful as they allow you to stack modifiers that may not be
We have about
easily
15 minutes
accessible
left
the
on
tree
this.
normally. This jewel gives lightning damage and shock chance, for example. There are quite a few jewel sockets on the tree, so it's possible to gain a lot of power here. There are also other types of jewels that don't provide any bonuses themselves, but affect other passives surrounding them. This jewel increases the effect of small nodes and radius by 25%. With careful placement in the tree, you could get a significant amount of power from it. There are also unique jewels available with very interesting effects, but you will have to find those.
It's like, how do you even design this?
In
Like,
order to push further into the trial,
it's
and
just
uncover
nuts.
the secrets of the Maraketh, you will want to take advantage of its progression system, relics. Relics are items that can be placed in the relic altar as you start the trial. They give special bonuses that affect the trial, making it easier and increasing its rewards. Of course, you can craft these with your currency items, making them even stronger. If you can complete the entire trial overcoming all 4 floors, the final boss will reward you with one of many unique relics. These relics will be consumed when used on
I'm
the
so ready for
run,
this.
but can reward you with unique
I'm
and
so ready.
powerful items. For example, this is the Last Flame. If you use it, you will have only 1 honor for the entire trial.
See,
so
that's
you will need
sweet.
to do a completely hitless run. The Trial of Chaos also extends into the endgame. As you gain inscribed ultimatums of
and then whatever the third one
higher
is that they
levels,
haven't
the number of
revealed
chambers that
yet.
you can go through increases. In true Val style, this allows you to take even more risks for even more rewards. At endgame, you can progress through up to 10 chambers with 3 bosses on a single run. Stacking 10 tribulations on top of each other will make this a significant challenge, but it's worth it. The Trial Master will tempt you with items of the Val Empire, such as Val Orbs. Val Orbs are powerful crafting items that corrupt your gear with random, mysterious outcomes.
Corruption prevents an item from being modified further, so it has to be the last step of your craft. But it's also the most impactful one. For example, if you use one on your body armor, it might add a new powerful enchantment, or it might reroll up to half of its modifiers. Val Orbs also have the ability to add a socket, allowing you to bypass the normal restriction of how many
Dude, that's
sockets an item can
wacky.
have. A body armor could get up to 3 sockets this way, allowing for a significant number of mods. Val Orbs can even modify uniques. Adding enchantments or sockets to uniques can make them incredibly powerful, but there is a good chance that you will break them as well. The Trial Master will also occasionally offer you soul cores. Originally formed by Chaos, the Val sought to
At this
replicate
point,
soul
I
cores
can't
through
fit it all in
human
my head.
sacrifice rituals and blood magic to power their civilization. Soul cores are powerful socketable items, with mods that cannot be obtained from regular runes. Like all in-game content, there is of course a pinnacle boss. The final chamber will drop keys to this mysterious door. Some say this is where the Trial Master himself resides. Perhaps you are willing to take the risk to find out.
I am willing.
Had enough yet? Because there is still just one more thing. The most difficult content in Path
Like,
of
they
Exile
know. They're just like,
While
please,
mapping,
contain
you
your
might come
erections,
across this
everybody.
fortress that has emerged from underground, surrounded by an enormous maze riddled with danger. Is the maze preventing something from getting in, or something getting out? This fortress is of ancient origin, and its construction has similarities to the towers and tablets that you have been using on your journey through the endgame. It is clear from the entrance that there are 3 keys required to enter. Local factions are vying for access to the fortress in order to seize the power they believe will be inside. Each of the faction's leaders have managed to get their hands on one of the keys, so you will need to defeat them. Each faction is led by an Uber-Act boss.
I love
you
this.
can see one of them inhabiting the city, but in order to fight him...
The Trial Master, yes.
2 lieutenants in the adjacent zones. Be careful. If you fail
How you doing
against
tonight,
either
Antics?
of the lieutenants, or to kill the leader, they will move on.
My
You
hype
will need
cannot
to
be
fight them.
contained.
Kill all the Uber bosses and you will gain access to the fortress. We aren't going to spoil it as we can't wait to see you guys attempt it for the first time. But is there a tree you get points in after killing it? Of course there is. This is Path of Exile. There is always another tree.
So these are your challenges for POE2.
That's
As you
so
can see, this
fantastic.
project is crazy
I'm
huge.
doing really good.
Way bigger than even we expected when we started out.
My hype is at an
How do you
all-time
get
high.
access? Well, during early access, you'll need a key to get in. To thank our existing PoE supporters who have spent more than 400.
I think this is a really good guy move.
We'll be giving you guys a key for the PC version for free.
A real good guy
Anyone else
move.
who wants one can get one by purchasing one of the new early access supporter packs that have just been released to the store. If you just want early access to PoE2, then you can get a key in the $30 US
This is the one that I
early
bought.
access pack. The pack also comes with $30 of points to spend in the MTX store.
And so that's actually an interesting point, is that you get like some currency to spend. One of the things that in Path of Exile is the I think it's stash tabs are locked behind microtransactions, and so that's one thing that, like, if you're gonna actually play this game, you're gonna want to spend money on. You can, that $30 gets you 300 coins that you can spend on stash tabs, and they do have sales occasionally. So I was told to like hold off for like a stash tab sale. I think your stash tabs from Path of Exile 1 transfer over to Path of Exile 2, which is just super cool. Like, and the fact that other than that, all of the fact that all after this, all of the rest of the microtransaction stuff is cosmetic, I can totally get behind that. What is Path of Exile? It's gonna be the next big action RPG thing. This is it. This is I'm our Lord and Savior. Path of Exile 2 has come to save us from the horrors of modern gaming.
But we also have a variety of other supporter packs filled with exclusive microtransactions, points to
So
spend
yeah, I
in the
mean, like,
store,
you
and
can
even
throw
physical
tons of
items.
money at them if you want.
The cosmetics can be used right now in PoE 1 and in Path of Exile 2 when early access starts. Most of this footage has been recorded in Path of Exile 1.
I'm not really a huge fan of cosmetics. I like to just like go with what the things
Lord
look
of
like.
Ogham supporter pack contains a cosmetic armor set befitting of the Count of Ogham himself. There is also a matching back attachment, which has an alternate variant.
Like, I think it's cool if
depicting
people
the
are into
performance of
cosmetics.
the
That's pretty sweet.
Also in this pack, you
I'll
can find
definitely be
full
buying all of the
forms
storage
rusted
upgrade
armor of
stuff
the
and
fallen soldiers
whatever,
in the
but
Red Veil of Ogham.
the cosmetics really aren't for
The
me.
vicious crowbar boss found in the hunting grounds. This one doesn't look so vicious, though.
The pets that follow you, that's pretty cool. I could get behind that.
On top of that, you'll receive the Iron Count's Zweihander to apply to your one-handed or two-handed swords. For those who are wanting to decorate your hideouts with fond memories and tales of Path of Exile's
Now,
history,
this is cool.
you'll also get a series of hideout statues.
I could
This
totally
pack contains the statue of Hillock.
see buying decorations.
Path of Exile 1's closed beta, each pack contained a true New Zealand icon, the Kiwi. Following this tradition, all packs in this series will also contain a new themed Kiwi pet. The pet will loyally follow you into battle, but run away at the first sign of trouble. Become the ruler of the desert with the King of the Faradin supporter pack.
Like, to
Show
be
your
fair, these
mastery of
cosmetics are
traversing the
super
sands of the
cool.
Vesteri Plains. The body armor will allow you to glide along the ground with ancient sand magic. Now, each armor set comes with body armor, boots, gloves, and helmet, but the boots are covered in sand. If you'd prefer to show them off, you can turn the gliding off if you want. The accompanying back attachment equips you with two powerful pillars that can control and manipulate lightning.
I think for a point in time, this
Periodically release
was
their energy in a powerful blast while in town,
like on top
and
of
hover
Steam
in a circle
charts for
around
people
the path
pre-ordering it,
between them, forming a
which I
barrier
think is really wacky.
Replace the appearance of any bow with the Faradin's glory skin.
I'm really glad that you can't buy things that actually like affect the game for the most part.
Skin. This spear skin can be applied to staves and war staves in Path of Exile 1. If you want to truly show your worth as a king of the Faradin, then you definitely need your trusty, moving, entire city fortress known as the Dreadnought to travel across the Vesteri Plains.
I like that.
In Path of Exile, you can decorate your hideout however you like, and it's no exception here.
I would love.
It comes with a
I would.
variety of thematic elements to use,
This would be something I would pay for, to have like the fortress hideout. Like, that's
Additionally,
cool.
You'll get the Deshret's Blessing level up effect. The King of the Faradin Kiwi pet. And last but not least, a statue depicting the Vile Oversoul from Path of Exile 1.
But of course, those are all just cosmetics.
Each pack comes with all of the cosmetics from the previous tier, so you'll get all the items from the Lord of Ogham supporter pack as well.
I feel like it would be so overwhelming to buy like the maximum level.
Features an armor set and
Just have like 50 things show up in your inventory when you start the game.
Science and progress. You can find the Soul Core weapon effect in this pack, which causes thaumaturgic energy harnessed from sacrifice to spill from your weapon. This pack also contains Doryani's Idol. It replaces the default appearance of any foci to an ancient
I think the
relic
entire
once
rest of
used
this
by
thing is
Doryani.
supporter packs.
And this can be applied to shields in Path of Exile 1.
And I'll be honest, I don't
It's not the only Vile weapon you'll
really
find.
particularly care about.
May the statue commemorate the virtue of Exile's
Like, these are
past,
cool.
present, and of the
These are pretty
future.
neat.
By becoming a Liberator of Ray-class supporter, once start with the Early Access supporter pack that just includes a key.
That's what I
and
did.
spend on
That's
the
what I
sword.
would. That's what I would
Then you can
recommend.
upgrade to any of the following tiers at a later date. These supporter packs will be available.
I think it's
for
cool that
purchase
you can
throughout Early
upgrade your
Access.
pack if you want to.
We'd really like to thank you for your ongoing support. Without you guys, Path of Exile 2 could not have happened. Now, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Stick around, because coming up next, we have a live Q&A with Ziggy D.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking at. As far as Path of Exile 2. Yeah. It looks good, honestly. It looks like it's going to be sweet. I think there is a very little chance. Now, the one thing I will say is there may be a little bit of a server hiccupy stumble at the beginning. That was another thing that they actually postponed the game for 3 weeks. Which his apology video on YouTube for like, I'm so sorry we had to postpone it for 3 weeks, was just like, it was the most heartfelt thing ever. It's great. It's like, fine, take your time. The reason that they postponed it is because they wanted to get all the cosmetics working from Path of Exile 1 into 2 and back and forth, because they promised that, which I think is pretty cool, and also to like try to test their servers, because like there's going to be a few million people are going to try to play this, at least judging by like the Steam numbers. I've got it pre-ordered already. I'm ready. I think December 8th and 9th, like that Sunday, Monday, we're just going to stream Path. Straight on through. Like, we're just going to be Path all day. Path all day. I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. I'll check out the Path of Exile wiki. Things that they have added. I think most of the stuff they went through in the video. Dodge roll. The new spirit resource with, like, minions and stuff to trigger meta gems. Crowd control effects build up on bosses. Just every single thing that they've done with this is just... I like it. I like it. It's all just music to my ears. It's perfect. And I feel like there's enough endgame. And then on top of that, so right now there's not like structured PvP, but there is the ability to do duels. Like just kind of like how it was in Diablo 2, how you could duel each other, turn on hostility and like fight just to see if you can fight your friends. And I feel like that's going to be another thing at endgame that's going to be really, really fun, is like making not really like an esports thing out of it, but just like even like with your buddies, like the same way as it was with Diablo 2. That was a big draw, was just seeing whose builds were strongest and just fighting against your friends and doing multiplayer content. It blows my mind that they're giving us the option to do split screen or like hot seat co-op. Like you can do 2 controllers on a PC or on a PlayStation 5, and you can do couch co-op, which is super cool. And I think you can log in with 2 accounts to do couch co-op, or one of them can be like a guest account that they just have a character on your account that they play, which is super neat. Combat skills can now inherently turn mid-animation with a wider angle of turning for skills with longer animation. It means skills are now more dynamic. All of these things seem fantastic for like the speed of play, and like it just even like watching the different things on the game has just been super duper fantastic. Let's see, is there there are some like there's like some like gameplay walkthrough stuff that was dropped at ExileCon or whatever. And I feel like a lot of it's kind of redundant. That video really kind of just has all of the information in it. Now there's some cool there's some interviews with Jonathan and like some other of the team members that a bunch of YouTubers have been doing, and we're not going to sit and watch those. If you guys want more information, just search up Path of Exile 2. There's a bunch of stuff on YouTube right now, a bunch of people talking about it. It's pretty sweet. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take a little break. We're going to switch categories here, and we're going to play some Sonic Frontiers, because like I said, I don't know what to do with myself until December 6th. It's like Santa Claus is going to come early. So let's get that up and running. Get my controller turned on. Get my categories, my ducks all in a row. There we go. Now we're gonna take a little mid Bezos break. I'm gonna run up and do a little. I'm gonna grab another little snack. I ate my apple. We need more healthy snack. I ate so much food yesterday. It was so wacky. So much food. Wait, Radeon Super Resolution inactive. Why not? I wonder if this is gonna run very good. I was using RSR to upscale this. I might have to do some things on this. We'll see. We'll see how this performs before we take our little break here. Come on, controller. You just did this not long ago. Oh, if I have to play Sonic Frontiers with my mouse and keyboard, I'm gonna be a sad panda. Let's see if we can't make it work. Do it. Oh, yes. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's see one. So this might play like trash. We're gonna find out. You guys don't get to see it yet. That works actually. Oh, wait a second. Is this the upscale? Oh, actually, that's super crazy. It's super nuts actually seeing it on a full-size screen. I think it is. Let's see once. It is. Huh. We're gonna do it. Okay, friends. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna be back in just a couple minutes. You guys, I just came up with the best idea of all time. I was looking at my options for snack, right? I was like, I want a snack. I ended up going with ice cream sandwich. Now, even with ice cream sandwich, so like in my heart of hearts, I really wanted a popsicle. But unless I just sit here and just eat the entire popsicle for like 20 minutes, it's gonna melt. Like, what do you do? Like, where do you set it, right? What if somebody made a tiny desktop chiller that you could set, like, so like I could like take a bite of my ice cream sandwich and then like open a little thing up and set it in there, and it would keep it from melting, like for like playing games. So you could treat an ice cream or a popsicle like a longer term snack, right? ice cream sandwich is god tier. This is actually an even cooler ice cream sandwich. There were like 8-packs at Festival on sale for like $1.50 or something. I think it's because they were like 4th of July inspired ones. And so it's got red, white, and blue sprinkles inside the ice cream sandwich. And it gives it like a little bit of a crunch. So it's like, it's perfect. Gross? No, it's so good. Oh my god, I'm stuck in training mode. I don't want to do that. I just want to... Let me back to the title. Let me out of here. Can I delete these saves? I can't. We're just gonna go new game. We're gonna go new game. Alright, so. We got Sonic Frontiers. Despite what you may have heard, Sonic Frontiers is an S tier game. And we're going to start the campaign over, and we're going to play it on hard mode. Because I do have... Sonic Frontiers feels empty. Yes, I can see where you get that from. There is some new stuff that they added, like a new DLC chapter that I want to check out. I do enjoy the levels, and the music slaps. And so for me, that's kind of like... I like that the overworld is there, as opposed to it just being like how Sonic X Shadows Generations just has like, you basically like go through, there's like a little mini world, and then you kind of pick all your levels from there. I like there's kind of like it's kind of like a, yeah, empty Breath of the Wild. You're not wrong. We're gonna have to go on hard mode. All right. Let's. And we're gonna do high speed style, I think. I think action style just changes where the camera sits. Honestly, with Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog for the movie, I'm like, I'm in a Sonic mode. I can't help it. It's just, you know, it's coming out of me. It's bubbling out of me. I want Jim Carrey to be Dr. Robotnik. As long as we can have that.
Uploading AI program now.
Look what you did, Eggman. You broke it. It's actually pretty impressive. So this is running on my Ally using Radeon Super Resolution to upscale from 720 to 1080p.
It's all
and
coming online.
It doesn't look, I mean, it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible either.
Status report. Answer me.
Simulations complete. Executing protective initiative.
What? No! No!
Dude, he just got. Yeah, adventure.
Coming up, Starfall Islands. How exciting!
You tracked the Chaos Emeralds here, right? Let's find out what drew them here.
Like, the edges of objects have, like, a little bit of a warbling on them from the upscaling, but, like... if I play it on 1080p, I have to run it at, like, 45 frames a second, which is just... It grates on my soul. So, like, I need 60 FPS, at least. Like, minimum. That's minimum. We're going into the Twilight Zone. Be careful. I think the story behind this one is kind of cool, and like the concept behind it. I also do appreciate the level of speed. Oh, I missed one of the coins. Oh, we're not gonna get the... It's okay. We're gonna have to do this a couple times anyways. Oh, did I play Shadow Generations? I did not play Shadow Generations yet. I played the original Sonic Generations. But I have not played the remaster. The difference is so the game's remastered, and then they added another campaign for Shadow the Hedgehog. And the Shadow the Hedgehog campaign, according to a lot of people, is like some of the best, the most well-designed modern Sonic levels. Like, it's like the peak of the entire series, the entire formula. I'm just, at this point, I'm waiting for their next game, because I want that level design, but I don't, like I said, I don't like how Shadow Generations presents the story. Like, Sonic Generations is like, it's really cool. I played through a lot of it, and I haven't quite finished it yet, because I stopped playing, and I was like, well, I'll just go play it on the remaster when I get it. I haven't picked it up yet, though. I do like those levels, too. I'm not as much of a fan of, like, the side-scrolling levels, though. So this is where the upscaling gets, like, pretty painful, actually, because, like, you can see it in the grass. There's, like, this, like, pattern.
What? Amy? Oh.
And the rain looks kind of like fuzz. It looks kind of like static. The first time I played this on really low settings, I thought my graphics card was dying.
Mortal.
Hello?
You have done the impossible. You have escaped cyberspace through your own power. You are the key.
It's I, Sonic.
Sure beats being called a rodent. Are you saying I can rescue my friends?
Find the Chaos Emeralds. Destroy the Titans. Tear down the walls between dimensions.
Yeah, okay, sure. How about a little...
I feel like every Sonic voice actor should try their very best to imitate Jaleel White. I think that's... Wasn't that the Sonic voice actor's name? He's Urkel, right? I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it is. That was the best rendition of Sonic. Chili dogs. Okay. Use right stick to rotate the camera. Find the way forward. We are going to go back and finish that level. There are 3 ancient switches on the ground. Activating them will earn a reward and unlock part of the map. It took me so long to figure this out because I kept like running over the switches and they didn't do anything, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I realized you have to stand on them for a second. And I didn't quite realize that at first. Kronos Island. Yeah, this gives me big Breath of the Wild vibes. Like, even the sounds. I feel like some of these sounds, I don't know if maybe Nintendo like used them from like a big asset pack for like little beeps and bloops and stuff. But I swear, this is modeled directly off Breath of the Wild. Not that that's a bad thing. And I like that it's like a Sonic. I like that it's kind of got RPG vibes. I like that you can level up over all the way on the right over there. Wow. I like how you've got like 4 attributes. Like, I would like to see that go deeper. I would like more, like, from the next one. I heard rumors that they might want to remaster Sonic 06, and I would be super ultra into that. But I would love to see like a Sonic the Hedgehog as like an action RPG. I think that would be super cool. Okay. Light dash. Light dash. Okay, it's teaching us all the little secret tips and tricks. Those have actually helped me sometimes. Like, sometimes it's faster to light dash, but sometimes it's not. There we go. Now all I have to do is get through this level super fast, which I think I already don't have enough. This first level is actually not the easiest level to get through super fast. I think they want you to get it in 55 seconds. Or maybe it's even faster than that. Because I feel like there's no way I just got it. It's 43 seconds. I was 1.7 seconds slow. Okay, I could easily do this one. And then I need 150 rings. Oh, come on, come on, come on! I'm like doing my very best to mess up all my advantages here.
Jeff Bezos hungers.
Oh my god, we got Jeff Bezos. I gotta finish this run, though. I gotta finish it. Nope. 40... 41... 42... No, I missed it by half a second. By half a second. That's okay. Okay. We got ads. We're big chillin'. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is ad time. This is where we add time to the soup. You do it right at the end. You don't want the time to overcook. Ooh, you know what? I'm out of hydration. We got 1:45 left. I'm gonna leave you guys here for the ad goblin to entertain you. I'm gonna see if I can beat the timer. Alright. Back. Oh, we made it. Look at that. We made it. Ad man is dancing. Zip up the tent. We don't want to lose any of this nice toasty. You know, and actually, it's kind of great. This tent it's the perfect climate control. In the summer, I run the fan, which keeps it nice and cool. And in the winter, it's like it's cold in my basement. My basement gets really cold. In this studio, it is nice and warm. Between the streaming PC and the heat that the Ally is putting out, it's like 73 degrees in here. It is gaming weather, baby. It is video game weather. I got one apple slice left. It was hidden in the bottom of the bowl.
Jeff's gone.
We're getting that rank S time. Mark my words. Doesn't matter. Even if you're bad, you can still make it. Oh, dude, I hit B instead of X. Rip. Oh no! I hit the spikes. Okay, no. I love that there's a relatively fast reset though. Missing those boosters is absolutely killer. Come on! Oh my god, I just made it by 0.47 seconds. And now I gotta go do it one more time with 150 rings. There is also another... There's another layer down here that you can unlock if you do all of them in one go. But it's so much easier once you power Sonic up a bit. Try one more time. Now we're more focused on getting all of the rings. Or like a lot of them anyways. Wait, I still didn't have enough. Oh, you need to get like every ring in this level? I thought I got like a pretty decent amount of them. No, you gotta get all of that stuff at the beginning. I still finished with a B ranking. Well then. There is one exact, if you hit it just right, you can collect all of them. No. Let me back there, let me back there. No. I want those rings. Sonic needs all the rings. Yeah, doing this in one go is gonna be a challenge for sure. I mean, now I've definitely got it. I also love how Sonic has like this industrial, like kind of drum and bass slash techno vibe to it. There we go. There we go. Now we can leave. Now we're done with this tower. We got it all. Look at that. We purified it. It is healed. I got 3 more vault keys. So while the image may look a little mashed potatoes-y on full screen, on the actual, 7-inch screen of the Ally, looks pretty damn good. Now let's see what else is up here. As far as I still don't know, really understand what these heart icons are. Is this like some kind of like challenge or something? I don't. Oh, I get it. It's they're the Amy heart fragments or whatever. Okay, yeah, we don't need this. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out of the simulator. But yeah, basically, this is what I'm reduced to until next week. I'm reduced to just playing old games just to pass the time. Now the question is there another piece to get? Yes, there is. To jump at the right time, though. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Cleared. We are clean. To be fair, I guess, the POE hype is also good because it's, like I said, it's cleared me of all my attachments to other games. Except for Brighter Shores. I am still playing Brighter Shores. Just because Brighter Shores is just like the turn your brain off. Yes, collect the gem, the Quantum Gemerald. What is this zone? That one, I might have to actually have this stuff respawn for now. Because I should have done that a different way. Can we go backwards? So fresh and so clean. Absolutely. So I don't know why. Something about this game gives me mild Death Stranding vibes along with Breath of the Wild vibes. Like, as far as, like, some of the music and the kind of melancholy tone. Did I play Tears of the Kingdom? I did not play Tears of the Kingdom. I probably should. I don't. Do you guys have it? I would totally borrow it from you for a week or two. I'll check it out, just like, yeah. I should play Tears of the Kingdom. I really did like Breath of the Wild. I think I initially wrote it off because I didn't love it. Like, I didn't like the building stuff and attaching things to each other. All right, we are fighting a guardian. Guardians will drop portal gears. Perfect. Can I land on that and grab it? Oh, but where do I go from there? Nowhere. To turn off the slot machine, I want the slot machine. Where is this slot machine? Oh, wait a second. Did I miss any? I did miss some hearts. Oh, yeah. I know about that one. I know about that one out in there. You can always go back to get the hearts. Oh, no. Yeah, something about yeah, I get what you're saying. The game is pretty empty. I do get that. And it almost kind of has like fan game kind of vibes to it, you know what I mean? But I also just like I don't hate it. It kind of calls back to like Half-Life mods and like games of old that just, you know, like Nintendo era games that didn't have, you know, had empty overworlds like N64 and stuff. It kind of has those kind of vibes to it a little bit, and I don't mind that. Okay, I have to turn these homies. Maybe we should stream Tears of the Kingdom one day. That would be kind of cool. The Give It Another Chance stream. I feel like that happens to me a lot, though. Like, I have to be in the right mood for a game. Like, I feel like I've always known that I will play Tears of the Kingdom at some point. But like, because I played it and I was just kind of like, I don't know. I felt like I had just beaten Breath of the Wild, like not too far. Like, I think I maybe I tried to play Tears of the Kingdom like a year maybe after playing Breath of the Wild. And I was just kind of like, I don't know. I wasn't Zelda'd out, but I was like, I was fatigued of that format. Unlock the Psy Loop. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of skill points I can put into stuff. I thought I could just make that by default. Okay. Let's use our little electric loop ability. See, like that noise right there. I swear that's the exact noise in Breath of the Wild. Dun-dun-dun-dun! Like, and that little, these little noises, they sound exactly the same. Like so close. I do really like the sense of speed that you get in this game. Oh no. Give me back those rings. Yeah, it's got this kind of like empty, kind of melancholy vibe. I don't know, this is one of those games I just return to every so often.
Again. Use that gear to bridge the gap between dimensions. It is not one gear will not.
Okay, I don't even know. Oh, look at that. Conveniently, a demon. This enemy is cool. The tower. I like these fights. Like these are fun. Oh god, he's flying. Shit. Oh, I missed it. Oh no, I went right into his blades. Come on, Sonic, I believe in you. Actually, wait, can I just fight him at this point? Oh yeah, I can just punch him in the face. What am I trying to do? You got this, just run real fast. That's right.
As you have done before.
Oh, I'll use it. That portal gear magic. I picked hard, right? Yeah. There's like some extra endings or something if you beat it on hard. So now I gotta do that.
Times as it takes.
I love how every map has like good music too. Like this one's a bop too, if I remember correctly. All right, yeah, beam me in. I actually don't remember how to do this one. I still don't understand exactly how to wild rush. You like hit right bumper and then dodge or something? This is like some sick drum and bass. I'm a huge fan of this. Oh no! This one's actually pretty difficult to get all 4 of the, Oh, I almost made it up to that higher one. No, we're just gonna restart this. I also kind of do like how the song just kind of like continues where it's at. I gotta get better at navigating these platforms. Now we're gonna change our controller from middle draw, long draw to middle draw. Let me on! Okay, we'll just try to finish the level. It's like the gym class strategy, you know, if you do a really bad job your first time, all you can do is improve. Okay, we know where one of these red tokens is. I don't think we got any of the gems this time. Oh, I got one. I reached the goal. Okay. The 55 seconds, the time is hard. We'll be able to do 80 rings. We'll be able to find all the red stars. The time one, I don't think I can get unupgraded. I mean, that you can. No, let me back on! Sonic, don't you do that to me. You can actually cut some time off that. By just dashing through that section instead of actually... Okay. Give me the coin, yes. We're missing one of those red coins, and I actually don't remember where it is. So we got 80 rings, and now we're just gonna get the star. Oh, I left. Oh well. We can just go back in. It's still evil, Sonic. You didn't do a good enough job. Oh, I can get a Chaos Emerald. I do like that. That's pretty sweet. And we've rebuilt the bridge to the following area. I like that too. That's pretty good. And first, let's go back in here. My brain is calibrated to this. Is becoming more calibrated to this level. I do like how they just give you a bunch of challenges, basically, on the loading screen. That is the red star that I had missed. Okay, now I just have to not die. I also like how they strategically use filters to, like... So right here, I should have gotten the goal right then. That would be the S tier time for this level. There's a bunch of ways to, like, skip a bunch of this stuff. You, like, abuse your, like, boost dash or whatever. We're gonna try one more time to get fast. I almost recovered that. I remember there was a point in time when I got super duper good at doing that. Yeah, we'll get like A ranked, but we're not gonna get S now. Not even A ranked, actually. God, 105 is like as good as I can do. That's okay. We're gonna come back with some upgrades a little later. B rank, rip. Okay. That's good enough for now. We'll take 3 keys from that one. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, so you can kind of queue up. I see how that works. All right, let's go claim that that quantum gemerald. That's what I want. Oh, we get some storyline now. I think this is sweet.
I appear to be in a digital dimension. I've employed similar constructs in my own systems, but this is markedly more advanced. Note to self, don't admit that to anyone. The amount of data
That seems like such a line that like Jim Carrey would give. I love how well he portrayed the titular Eggman.
But it won't stop me from trying.
All right. I need a Chaos Emerald. I must have it. Oh, I got music. That's right. Unlock the Chaos Emeralds. Learn to use Chaos Control. Alright, what does that give me? These creatures are called Coco. They seem to be lost. Oh, yeah. Look at that giant thing. I like how you can change the music, but you can't change the music in a cutscene. Change the music by pressing right. Try out photo mode. Action chain challenge. New Coco and boost gear upgrades. Okay, let's go default. Okay, we got all these guys. I'm gonna wake you guys all up. We're gonna save you. Follow me. Set me free. What is this? Locate the red and blue seeds of defense and attack. That's sweet. We just upgraded a little bit more. What's that time trial? As Sonic solves the mysteries of the island, locations close to each other will be connected by ancient rails. Okay, I guess I'm fighting two things at once. Man, that thing just regenerates. I don't actually remember how to beat that. We're just gonna stay away from it. We're gonna try to fight this thing. Come on. Oh, you gotta hit all of the portals all the way up. And the first one's deceptively easy. Let me up, let me up, let me up. We snuck in under the guns. Oh my god, that is so hard to get up. God, I feel like I always cheese this last phase. I never actually do it the way that you're, like, supposed to. There we go. No, 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 no! Oh, dude, come on. I was like, I had it. I was up there. There we go. Oh no! I was so close, dude. I was so close. That is not fair. I mean, it's very fair. I just failed. I gotta do the whole fight all over again. So close. I should actually go get rings before I do this, so I'm not, like, basically fighting this giant thing with no health. There we go. If we're careful. Oh, you can actually, like, just land right back up on there. Come on. Let's get it. 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 So close. Yes. Look at that. It's like I just beat up a giant Pokemon.
Amy, is that you?
Hello? Is someone there?
Everybody's all, like, digitized.
Hang on. Maybe messing with the ruins will fix things.
Yeah, just beat up that ball. There we go. Was that enough to set her free? Who's that guy watching us?
Sonic, are you alright?
Me? You're the one who's only half here.
I feel fine, but that energy that was holding me prisoner went into you.
I've been infused with weird zappy stuff before. Besides, I feel like it gave me some kind of boost.
Yeah, that's right, Sonic.
In that case, we need to get moving. If I was trapped, I'm sure Tails was too.
Good call. I'll scout around and find you later. Deal?
Deal. Be careful.
Careful? Where's the fun in that?
You just gotta have the attitude. Grand Slam. Press Y plus B when a prompt appears. Ooh, a level. Oh no, I missed it. I think that's where you're, like, supposed to stomp or whatever. I feel like if you take the high ground for this entire level, you just automatically get, like, everything. Oh, wait, well, what's up there? There's, like, more stuff up there. Oh, I just got, like, a full perfect clear all in one go. All right, well, that's pretty sweet. I'll take that. Yes, that's right. Bring purity to the towers. And that one tower's still beeping at me.
Oh man, that's just begging to be climbed. Imagine the view.
Purple coins. Let me up. Nope. Sonic death. I want to talk to that guy up there. I need to know what he's all about. No, 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 I was on it! Sonic. A death is imminent. This actually isn't even that hard of one. Yeah. Let's go check out what this spooky thing is over here. Oh, it's another Chaos Emerald. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, friends, we're gonna be playing a lot of Path of Exile this next month. I think that's gonna be our mainstream game for now. It's gonna be pretty cool. That'll be December 8th. Mark your calendars, because that's our. Hopefully 2 days will give them enough time over the weekend to like polish the servers up, and Sunday, Monday we'll actually be able to play. I will definitely check out a bit, like, in between working shifts on Friday and Saturday next week, but, I'll probably just roll maybe like a Merc and play it a little bit, and then we'll save the Sork for, actually playing on stream. This thing's so big, how am I supposed to fight this?
Titans keeping Amy trapped.
Sonic, you gotta be real fast. You gotta run up him like Shadow of the Colossus.
You leave immediately.
Where'd you come from? Are you trapped too?
Do not approach the Titan.
Oh, we're approaching.
Sorry, kid, but I've got a job to do.
If we are fortunate, it will destroy you.
Nah, we got this. No destruction. Oh no. Okay, I don't know why I can't do this for some reason. There we go. There we go, look at that, I'm beating him up. Zeke loves this boss fight. Sonic is just one of my favorite games. I love this. Look at Sonic, so he's gonna get back up though. He's gonna be stronger next time. Yeah, since I never finished this game, and Super Saiyan Sonic, exactly.
Okay, I'm not taking that thing down the traditional way. I'm gonna need the Chaos Emeralds.
I never finished this, and there's been like an extra chapter download with a bunch of extra stuff in it, so I figured like now's as good a time as any. Okay, that thing I just fought. We don't need to fight that again. Hey, here's like a little base. What's in here? Can I go in here? Oh my goodness, look at all these hearts.
Eggman tech. It seems abandoned though. Still, I better keep on my toes.
I love how small Sonic the Hedgehog is compared to the Eggman tech. He's like minuscule. There's gotta be a way to get up there, right?
You are not ready.
Oh, I need a few more. I need a few more of Amy memory tokens. Oh, look at that flying thing. Okay, that's actually a super cool boss fight. Let's go do that. Wait, what? Did I not do that? All right, we're gonna try to catch the flying dragon. Oh, it's this guy. At last we meet Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't think we've met. Just like the Coco, you have touched the digital dream. Unlike most, I know how to listen to it and hear some of its secrets. To hear it properly, though, I must keep to myself. Call me a hermit if you like. It's the path I've chosen. Have you found any seeds in your travels? You mean those things the robots sometimes drop? Indeed, I will unlock their power and pass it on to you. Look at that, I'm charging up. Power level raised to 12. I'm so much stronger. Bring more seeds, and I will give you more power. You have wells of untapped potentials, but I don't know how to reach them. Dang. Do you know anybody who can? Unfortunately, seek out my sibling, the Elder Coco. They can likely unlock your inner strength. I am tired and must return to the dream. Okay. I think we can jump. Does he fly by this way? No, it's in the next zone. All right, we're gonna try to hunt down. Try attacking the enemy between the electric discharges. I do, but then he also regenerates some of these things, doesn't he? We got it. We're gonna get all of them. Or maybe just most of them. Come on, 512. 2 seconds. 1 second. Finish with a score of D. We can take another Chaos Emerald. I think that makes 3 Chaos Emeralds total. Okay, I can't talk to that version of Amy yet. We got ads incoming in about a minute. Okay, I think we can wait for the dragon boss up here. I think it's up here. Yeah, he's gonna swoop right by here, and then we're gonna jump up on top of him. Wait, there's more than one? I thought there was only one. Why are there multiple? Maybe one of them doesn't come this way. I could have sworn this was right, but is that guy's come up here? He's got it. Yes, he does. You may not be able to wait for the dragon boss, but can you wait for the dragon balls? I can. 1 year. I've got to wait 1 whole year.
Jeff Bezos hungers.
All right, Jeff Bezos is here. Oh no. Oh, now I don't have any rings. This is bad. Come on. So close, so close, so close, so close, so close, so close. Oh, I was so close. Come on. Come on. I'm so close. Okay. So I need to collect rings before I actually attempt that. Use dodge or parry to bounce back. I actually forgot how to parry. 85 rings. Meh. Oh, hey, I already got a hit in on him. 1 free hit. Look at that. Wow, he is very far ahead of me, isn't he? Okay, we are closer than we were last loop. We're gaining on him slowly but surely.
Jeff's gone.
Oh no 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 no! All right, let's ignore that for a minute. I think we can just flee if we want. What does this thing mean? Why is it locked? Okay, how far away do I have to go to, like, not be in combat with that thing anymore? Okay, that's how far. There we go. Oh yeah, I got, like, tons of hearts, didn't I?
Yo, Amy. Who's your friend?
I like how they're, like, made of clay, but they're also living.
This Coco says they need to find their one true love before it's too late. They've been too shy to express their feelings, but if they don't do it now, they may never get the chance.
That's very important. Let's
Got all that, huh?
let's do it.
I feel like the dimension I'm in is translating for me. It's strange, but feels natural.
Well, you always had a knack for weird insights. Who am I to argue?
Well, don't you worry. We'll reunite you with your lost love.
Let's do it.
I would think we've got more pressing issues, but again, who am I to argue?
How do I find the lost love? Is that like a quest I'm on? It is not. Oh yeah, this is the one that I already did. God, how do you get to 512 multiplier? It's like such a hard multiplier to get to. Oh, I got an A rank. Well, look at that. What does that upgrade thing mean? Oh, is 5 skill points enough? It is. Yes. So now we can use that to strengthen ourselves. Actually, how much stuff have I missed? There we go. Like, why can't I use my select? Okay, we're way out here. We actually got a good amount of stuff. There's no way. Yeah, there we go. No fair. I'm trying to figure out how to get up there. Alright, what kind of time trial is this? I gotta get way down there? Oh boy, that is quite a... It's quite an ask. No, that actually wasn't that bad. I do kind of like these little time trials. Bam! Look at that. Nobody's business. I gotta find that other dude that can upgrade me. Oh, yeah. I left him too long that last time. Oh goodness, and of course there's squid. Oh. Let's actually get up on you, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That one's just Razik. Sonic's so strong. Oh my goodness, that was fun. We got him. Okay. Let's see if we have enough of those memory tokens now. We just fought his brother. We can take this one out too. Oh my goodness. I can get so close to him. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness. Get phantomed on. Look at that. I am the Phantom Menace. Ho, 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 ho. Look at that. They call me Darth Maul, 'cause I am a menace. Oh, what is this? Is this a Mega Man capsule? Oh, I just broke it. Oh, you were gonna power up in that, Sonic. Okay, I think we just went way back. Nope, we're not all the way back. No, go away. I already fought you. I don't want to fight you again. I ain't about it. I need one more heart. Oh. It's right there. Wait, were those hearts? That's the heart. Boom. There we go. What secrets do you have to tell me today?
Sonic, over here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think that's all I got. I think that's all I got for tonight. I'm getting tired.
This poor mother says she's lost her children. Can you lead them back here, please?
Sure thing.
I gotta lead the mom back to her children, or lead the children back to the mom. Guide the Coco back to their mother while avoiding their bombs. Getting hit 3 times will fail the quest. Oh, I just have to do this right now. Okay. It's like herding sheep. There it is. We got all 50 of them. Oh, you got a Chaos Emerald for us. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be that time. Neelanth, how's it going? How's it going, Neelanth? We're just reuniting these little clay statue families. And look at, they glow with the power of 1,000 suns. That's friendship. Oh, that's all good. It's all good, brother. McMonkeytron. Yeah, we had a pretty poppin' stream. We talked about Path of Exile 2.
Okay. We'll keep looking.
And it was all good things. All good things. I'm pretty excited about it. We're going to be checking that out. Flamey's in on Path of Exile 2.
Like none of that happened.
Do we even know
I'm gonna be checking it out in person on the 8th here.
No, but I got a sense of.
So you're welcome to wait and see. It's not you don't get any sort of deal for buying it
Now let's keep moving.
before the launch date. I think you can still buy in for the 30 at any point during early access. But I'm in on Path of Exile. I know for me, that's what I'm all about. All right, friends. Where's your chili dog? You're gonna have to make it. Actually, dude, chili dog actually sounds pretty good. I think I can get all the ingredients for a chili dog at Quick Trip. I think I can. That might be kind of cool. All right, let's save. Yeah. That was Sonic Frontiers. Friends, thanks for joining me tonight for this fun little night of chatting and gaming and talking about games. And it's holiday mode up in here now. We're feeling very festive. Spirits are bright. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've got some people to thank. We'll be back on Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday playing more games to kill time until The music's so smooth. It is. It is so smooth. Actually, what playlist are we on right now? This is... I think this is like some jazzy Zelda music or something. I don't actually know where. Like we're deep into the playlist at this point. Yeah. All right, friends. We've got some homies to thank, including all of you for stopping by. A little subtle jazz. Thanks to the world's sexiest people. That's all of you guys out there in TV land. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. We got a bunch of subs and resubs. Huge thank you to Zeusy, to Goose, and a huge thank you to Pete Mouse for your contributions to the stream. We had a hype train level 4 for a total of 11 gift subs. You guys are fantastic. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun this month. Like I said, I think Sundays and Mondays are gonna be pretty much the stream days for this month. We are gonna do a little something around Christmas time. I don't know if it might be like a day or two before or like the day after or something. I'm not exactly sure when. We'll announce that in the Discord. Yeah. I'm gonna go clean my house a little bit. And I'm gonna dream dreams of Path of Exile 2 and the strong wizard build, the sorceress. It's gonna be fun. Thank you so much for my moderators, Flammy Z, Peep Boss, Neelant. Thanks to the homies, McMonkeytron. Thanks for stopping by. Everybody who stopped by. Thanks Dusty Balls, G Tater. Thanks Moonlight. Thanks to everybody. You guys, it was a fun night. And I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your weekend. We'll catch you on Sunday. I have been MasterZoran, another night of gaming. Take it easy, friends. A big shout out to Zeke, because he's so cool. Zeke and Cyrus, 10 out of 10. See you guys later.